All right. Welcome to season 2, episode 3 of
Ooh.
whatever the hell this podcast is. Right now it's still called CONCACAF Connection, but we're thinking about changing the name.
Abdon's back.
Abdon, welcome back. The, I guess, newly appointed 5th member. We're still working that out, but it seems like he's going to be in every week now. Good to have you, sir.
Thank you.
Got to get a camera, though, for you.
Okay, we'll be there. Don't worry, we will be there.
I need if he gets a camera before Daniel or Brandon, I'm gonna need them to step the game up. I don't know what to say.
Wait, what are you using Discord on?
My PC. I just don't have a camera on it. It's a actual desktop.
Or
Yeah.
No, I have a camera. It's just that was my video from last episode not good?
It was fine. You might want to move your hand. Your hand's all up in the way.
Yeah, See, this is why I can't see anything when I hold the phone sideways.
You can try switching back to your laptop.
It's gonna be too grimy. I'm just not gonna do it.
It worked last time.
Or just leave this one up for the
And then-
camera, and then put the other one up for to see our pictures.
Yeah, and you can mute the other one.
Okay.
So we've got match week 1 of the Premier League to talk about. Some interesting stuff went down. Probably some transfer updates as well. And then I have a game for us to play if we want to do that now or save that for the end. I don't really care. I'll leave it up to you guys.
Can I ask how long the game's gonna be?
Do it now before I
let's
piss
let's
people
do it
off.
for the end.
He said do it now before it pisses people off. I respect that.
I mean, I think you guys are gonna win within 5 minutes.
All right, bet. Let's do it. Let Daniel get
Well, let's
situated.
do it then.
Let Daniel get situated.
No, go ahead.
Because I mean the best way to do this is to have you guys work as a team.
Mhm.
Instead of against each other or something. Have any of you heard of Immaculate Grid?
Is this the tic-tac-toe?
Yes, it's basically like tic-tac-toe where there's 3 rows at the top, 3 rows on the side, and your goal is to fill in a player who fits. So there's Arsenal and Real Madrid in a space, Arsenal and Bayern, Arsenal and Juventus, and it goes across. If you want, I can share my screen.
Yes,
so that
please.
you guys can see it. Okay.
Please. Just be careful because
I will.
to make sure you don't show nothing important.
Okay, so this is how it looks. Your goal is to fill in each space. You guys can work together on this. This is just the beta for this site. So they have a baseball, basketball, football, and hockey that are really good. They're testing out the soccer one.
Hold on, Eddie, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You guys see Daniel right now? He looks like...
What am I doing?
No, not you. It's Daniel.
You're making fun of me.
Daniel looks like he's just seen a camera for some of his life. He's looks like he's clicking on it, tapping on it. It just made me laugh. I'm sorry.
Who's gonna be on whose team?
Oh, we're playing teams.
Yeah, that's what we said. Shut the fuck
I
up.
think we know how it splits up. It's gonna be the 2 Chelsea boys.
I think the Chelsea boys are together.
Yeah, the Chelsea boys.
Damn, y'all want us to win? All right, Adam, we got this. We got this.
And
we
then
got
the guy
this.
who stole the league from Arsenal.
We got
All
this.
right, who wants to go? Who wants to go first?
Can we go first since Brandon decided he wanted to just start blaring out answers?
Yeah.
Well,
You guys
already went first.
No, shut the
What
fuck
did
up,
you
Brandon.
say?
Nah. We weren't playing as
mind.
teams. We weren't playing as teams. Nah.
All right,
you.
Jose and Abdon, you guys submit a guess on any space you want.
What you want, Adam? What looks good to you?
I don't know.
You want to do
I
Barca?
got a couple in there. I don't know which one do you like the most?
I don't know. Do we want to take center, or we want to be different?
I think we can go kind of easy. Go Madrid Arsenal.
Madrid Arsenal. Who are you thinking?
Odegaard. Have fun spelling it.
There he is. Hey,
There you go.
yeah.
That is correct. Over to the City and Arsenal boys.
All right, Daniel.
France. You want to do France and Juventus?
Well, I wanted to do one of the harder ones.
Which one?
Arsenal Juve.
I can think of one.
I can only think of Lichtsteiner.
Oh, I forgot. I was thinking of Terry Henry.
Oh, I forgot he played for Juve for like
Yeah,
half a
Did
season.
he really play for you?
Yeah, he did.
but
For half, like for
I
a
mean,
quick 6 months.
it doesn't matter whichever one.
Lichtsteiner, Henry.
Once you use the player, you can't reuse them. So
They're both legends in my book. I don't even remember his name. It's a Brazilian midfielder.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I know who he's talking about.
oh,
I have
know
2 for them.
what you're talking about.
If they
Oh.
pick a slot and then they can't guess it, can we steal it? No, I know we can't, but like that'd be fun.
What? What was your question?
I said if they take too long and then can't like come up with a name, can we steal it for free?
Going forward, if I bring this game back for a future episode, yes, I'll create some more rules.
Okay,
and
okay.
We can do that.
All right, fair enough.
This is just a beta test of this game
Fair
to see
enough.
how we like it.
Well, thank God we're not playing tic-tac-toe because we would win right now.
Yeah, you guys they would have to go Juve France, which is
Mhm.
very easy if you ask me. But
Yeah,
We're gonna
it should
have
be
to,
very easy.
Brandon. Yeah.
No, you
Dude,
don't.
who
We're not
is
playing
France?
we're not playing tic-tac-toe. We're just filling out all the spots. But y'all gotta
I'm just trying to think of low scoring players though.
They gotta have a time limit, Eddie.
yeah, I'm gonna need an answer in 30 seconds.
All right, let's just do Bayern France. Are you cool with
Bayern
that?
France.
Oh, that's an
Yeah.
easy one.
That's a good one.
20.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, I'm gonna say Quarantine Tolisso.
Oh, that's a
Ooh.
shout.
That's probably gonna be low scoring too.
I was
I
thinking.
didn't think about that.
Oh,
Oh baby.
Oh, they might have won it.
Yeah. I was thinking. Okay. All right.
Let's get it.
that's a big one right there.
Brandon came up big, dude.
That is not where I thought he was going.
I thought it was
Bayern.
come on.
Bayern.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna do that or like Hernandez.
I was
Bayern.
thinking Pavard, but I was like Tolisso so like wasn't respected at Bayern. People
Yeah.
don't even remember him. So
I forgot it's French, to be honest.
Bayern. I got one for Arsenal and Bayern, but that's gonna be too much. I've got one for Juve and Bars.
I have 2 for Juve Barca. I just don't know which one would be the lowest percentage.
Juve and
Madrid
Bars.
and Barca will be too high. It'll be
Yeah, there's like one big one. Juve and France. I have one, but I feel like he'd be too high.
I feel like this kind of goes without saying, but like for instance, let's say Odegaard happened to be French as well. Once you've put that player somewhere, you can't put them if they fill another spot.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah,
Mhm.
You can only use the player once.
You can only use a player one time in each grid.
I have one. I don't think he's gonna be low though for Juventus and France, but I have one. Unless you have an out of pocket name that you really think could do it.
I'm trying to think of.
I've got one for that too.
Trying to rattle my fucking head for it.
I know right now. I'm trying to think.
I think I know who you're thinking about. I feel like the one guy for Juve France is going to be like 70-something%.
That's what I'm thinking.
I can think of one that I think might be somewhat low.
Yeah, I can think of one.
Oh, I might have one for Barcelona, France. I might. Or not Barcelona, France. Real Madrid in France. But I might be wrong. Because I don't know if he played it ever in the first team.
I think
know-
as long as he was at the senior
No,
level,
I don't
He
think-
has to be. He has to be. At
I
least
think
in
based on
senior
the
squad.
other leagues, they have to have appeared for the team.
Oh god.
And I can't check to see if they appear for the team. can I?
Women's
It's like-
coverage varies by league. Starts 2016-17. Oh, shit.
Oh, we could
I've
do
tr-
women's now. Okay, this men's real.
I've tried like in
Want
the
me to be that
basketball
guy,
one.
but we need an answer.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
30
Yeah.
seconds.
All right, what do you think? What do you think?
If you think you got one, go for it.
I don't know if it's a good one. I'm gonna risk it because I think it'll be low. All right, Eddie.
Okay, go ahead.
There were 2 Zidans that played for Real Madrid and France, and I want I think his name
Oh
was
Lord.
it's not Theo Zidane.
Oh, is it his son?
Lucas
Lucas
Zidane.
Yeah, it was
Lucas
son,
Zidane.
Luca.
Yeah!
Damn it.
Bro!
Hey, that's a. You're back in the game. You're
Wait,
back in the
wait,
game with that.
Wait, Eddie, can you do quick research? What game did he appear in?
Okay, yeah. Let me look.
Hey,
'Cause
the
I-
board is
It definitely-
saying
It definitely appeared in some stupid ass like
No. I'm not
He
Damn.
had
saying.
two.
I'm just
He had
saying.
two apps.
I'm just
He had
saying
two apps.
what.
he had 2 Fs.
I'm just saying what games did he play? Like I'm not saying fact check it. I'm just saying what game did he
He played
appear
1
in?
game in La Liga. He played 2 games in La Liga.
You played 2 games in La Liga. Let's see if I can find.
Bro.
He's technically a Champions League winner. Look at that.
Oh my god.
How the
bruh.
fuck did you pull that out?
Club career,
I
let's
was
see.
thinking youth academy players, and that was the one that popped in my head.
He made his professional debut for Real Madrid in their last game of the 17-18 season, a 2-2 tie with Villarreal.
Wow.
Bruh.
So there you go.
Ooh, baby. We're back
All
in
right.
this.
Response from City and Arsenal.
Wait. I think I'm kind of risking it, but I think I know one outside of like the big like 4 or 5 players that played for Barcelona, Real Madrid. It's risky though.
I think I know one.
I know I definitely know one that I feel like most people that play this game would have forgotten about.
No, I know one for sure.
I know one for Juve France
Well, then say
that
it.
me and Daniel are, discussing
Also-
things here.
I also know one for Juve France as well.
Oh.
Actually, no, he didn't play for Juve. Never mind. Actually, I do know one player. Yeah, for Juve France.
Okay,
Do you want to go for it?
which one do you want? Because I feel like
I've definitely.
let's
it's
do
safer-
Juve France because I feel
It's
like
a
the
safer
rest are all
option.
going to have high percentages.
Yeah, it's a safer option.
All right. You
Am I
say
going
your
for it, or
option,
do
then
you-
I'll say mine, and then we can decide which one we think will be the lowest.
I was thinking Coman.
Oh, that's a shout. I bet people would have forgot about him because I was going to say Matuidi, but people definitely will not have forgotten about him.
They're both going to be low. I just don't know which one's going to be lower.
I think Coman will be lower.
Okay, try for Coman.
Kingsley Coman.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, I should have said his name earlier. God damn it.
My thought for that I thought might be kind of low was Rabiot.
Yeah, I was thinking Rabiot as well, but I was like, he currently plays in the Juve team.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
how low he would be, but he would definitely be lower than I think the one we were all thinking about.
Pogba.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Abdon.
Mhm.
There is a person that played for Ajax, for Juventus, and I think for Barcelona back in the day. But he's kind of one of old heads now.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
But I don't think he'll be low enough.
I have one. Not the really obvious one for Madrid and Barca.
Okay.
I don't want to risk it crazy. I just don't think many people knew he played for Madrid.
Hey, we can risk it, because at the moment we're losing. We're going to have to risk it.
Marcos Alonso?
Oh. That's big.
Wait, he played for Juventus?
No, he's talking about Real Madrid,
Madrid.
Barcelona. That's big. He's right.
You want to submit that?
Yeah, I back that.
Marcos Alonso.
Yeah!
Oh, snake.
That's
Bro.
back
What a
ones.
shout. Where'd you? I can't believe you
Back-to-back
pulled that out of your
ones.
ass.
Bruh.
back-to-back
I-
ones is big
I don't want to
time.
do Arsenal Bayern. That one's so obvious.
Yeah, you guys have the advantage here. You get to pick which one of these last two you think will have a lower percentage player.
I think we're gonna lose because of the Robert Lewandowski thing.
Probably.
Yeah, we probably
Um,
should have established that rule early on. This is just
Yeah.
the test of this game, but
But we're
I think
winning
going
the
forward.
we're winning the hearts of the people. That's for sure.
Going forward, if I bring this game back, we'll do
Wow.
the
Do this.
lowest
Average out all the scores.
Ooh, that's true. Add 'em
instead
up
of
and-
an addition and
We still might
average.
lose, but
yeah, add them up and
Yeah.
divide them. I mean, they're gonna be divided by 6 anyways.
Yeah. Instead of just adding it up, I'll divide it by
Or
you
with-
add them and then divide them by the amount.
yeah.
which was I don't know how many it's gonna be, because it's an odd number.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
if it's gonna work. I don't know
We
if
can
it's
just
gonna work.
Yeah.
we can just make Eddie do one
No,
at the end.
Nah.
That way it's even.
So, do you want to do Barcelona, Juve?
Yeah, I mean I don't want to, but
do it.
It's either Bayern Munich or Arsenal, and there's only one.
well, one that I can think of.
I genuinely can't think of any for Arsenal, Bayern, and then for Barcelona, Juve, I can only think of one player.
Yeah.
I can think of two.
Wait, I can think of another player too.
Oh my god.
I just don't know how low it's going to be. It's probably going to be somewhat high. But I kind of forgot that he played there until I just now realized.
All right. We'll just say it.
Danny Alves.
Okay.
I think that's gonna be big.
Oh shit.
Because the other player
Yeah.
I was thinking about,
I forgot, but I
think
think
I don't know the Brazilian midfielder's name. I forget.
yeah, I know that was the player that popped in my head too. Yeah,
Eddie, you hear them?
I don't know what his name is.
Are you doing Alves?
Yeah.
do you want? Yeah, let's just do Alves.
His name is Art. The midfielder's name was Artur.
Arthur. Fuck's sake.
Arthur Mello.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Another one would have been Pjanic.
Oh,
That's all right.
13. That's
Oh, Pjanic. I forgot about him.
Pjanic and the
yeah,
Arthur.
Pjanic is the
swap.
one I was thinking of.
I obviously have one guess for Bayern Arsenal that's right. I have one guess that's probably wrong, but we could go for it.
I
Unless
really
you have a
have no
guess
guesses for Arsenal Bayern.
for Arsenal Bayern. Well,
Right.
we're good. If we're looking at the scores, we've lost anyways. So, and we also
Hail
have
Mary.
to select one more than they do. So we were at the disadvantage from the get go. So, the correct answer, Eddie, is Gnabry. But I kind of want to say Podolski just for the lulz. But I don't think he played for Bayern.
No, he played for
Bayern Leverkusen.
Are you
Played for
googling
Colm.
things? Are you googling things? You were cheating?
Me?
No, Brandon. He's googling things.
No, what are you? If I was googling things, you'd see it on my face because my phone lights up.
Your computer lights up too. With the perfect
Oh, I
disguise,
guess that's
wouldn't it?
true, but I'm not. I'm not
I know,
using my
but-
computer.
But Gnabry's right. Gnabry's the right answer. But I don't think anyone's going. I think it's
let
going to
me
be
think.
high as fuck.
Let me think. It's just the issue is that Arsenal just haven't been very good, so they
Yeah,
just
who wants to
would
take
go
their
to Bayern
players?
Munich.
Yeah, hilarious, huh?
No, you're honestly right.
Shut up,
Gnabry.
fucking.
But all of Arsenal's players then leave and they become great.
Daniel, what happened to your camera?
Gnabry, Eddie.
He turned it off.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
It's not on.
Yeah, way to go, guys.
Yeah, I want to see what their percentage was. Damn.
I knew it was going to
Wait,
be high.
can you remove one and change it? Or not? I'm
no,
gonna guess not.
no.
What did
No,
you
I want
think
to
of?
see. I want to see what Pjanic would have been. Ah, damn it.
Oh, Pjanic?
Yeah, for Barcelona and Juventus.
Oh, shit. That's a big guess, too.
I guess I could load it up on a different browser.
Yeah, load that bitch up. No, just reset your browser.
They would
Just
they
refresh
would
it.
probably do
Just refresh
another
it.
game.
It literally
We do
saves.
round two. Round two.
What's
Uh,
that?
Let's see.
Oh damn.
Oh no, it
It
doesn't.
saves because I'm logged into my account. But-
Racism.
all right, that was that.
Round two.
Nah, shut.
I guess
Stop.
I guess I can calculate the scores here.
Let me use the restroom.
This man. Oh, kill him with the Nirvana gear. Ooh, kill him.
Jose
great
and
heavens.
Abdon had a 161.
Racism.
Daniel and Brandon had a 44. So if we go based off of your scores, it was not close. But we also made up the rule in the middle.
But we
so
made up the
that
rule in
was
the
kind of
middle,
unfair.
and then it's unfair because we went first, so we had to pick more players.
Okay, run
Anyways.
that shit back.
Nah, shut up. Because if it was tic-tac-toe, yo would have lost earlier.
There you
Run
go.
that shit back. Not percentage though. Ball knowledge
What
is
are you
peak.
eating? Are you eating ice cream
Your
right now?
mom.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I know, I don't want to run it back. I don't want to wait for you and Brandon to take 45 minutes to pick a player.
You guys did the
All
same
right.
shit too. Get the fuck out of here.
let's talk match week 1.
But I did like that game though, Eddie.
It was a good game.
Thank you.
It's a good game.
Thank you. I will
I've
bring
actually
it back.
I've never seen that game.
That's
Yeah,
kinda
like
crazy
they
to
have
me.
it for let me see. They have it for so many different sports. It started out with baseball, but they added like a basketball one as well.
Look who came back. I thought he said his light was on.
It was on. I turned another one on.
Oh. Hello?
Like I did it on my phone already, so I'm not gonna do it again. But like I tore this one up today.
Who?
What?
The NBA
Oh.
Immaculate Grid. All right. Where do we want to start?
I tore this one.
You tell
up
me.
today.
Tottenham boy?
I said, who'd you tear up?
I guess we'll start with Arsenal Forest, since they were the first game, and we already talked about City on the emergency podcast. Brandon, did you watch the game? If so,
I
what
woke
did you
up
think?
and the game was over.
This man. He's tragic.
Like 11 a.m. now.
Oh, it was 11 a.m.?
The game was at like 6:45.
Oh, okay.
I saw some Arsenal fans were kind of
Shut up.
underwhelmed.
I mean,
the big thing to talk
Only
about is
2-1.
Timber injured.
yeah, that's big. Out
From-
for a couple months.
From what I saw, not Tottenham. Arsenal looked a lot more fluid attacking wise, almost in the first half. The second half, I think Forest like really sat back and made it really difficult breaking those lines. But in the first half, I mean, honestly, Forest were lucky to get away at 2-0 in the first half.
Well, XG merchants are having a field day because Nottingham Forest had a higher XG. Just want to put that out there.
That's fine.
Well, that didn't get him 3 points. So.
There you go.
Do you have any insight on the game at all, Brandon?
I didn't even watch highlights.
This man.
Yeah.
Not a real fan.
We need our Daniel. I'm a casual. Wait until Chelsea comes up. I'm gonna tell you something, right? Wait until Chelsea comes up and my boy rips y'all apart. I'm gonna say something.
So, how we feeling about Havertz?
He wouldn't know. He didn't watch the game.
Exactly.
Disregarding this game, how we feeling about Havertz?
Me?
Yeah. Who else?
I had no clue what the club was doing buying him for 85 mil.
65
That was at 65.
pounds.
Well,
The only
85
thing I
million
can think of
US
is
dollars.
that.
Honestly, if you asked me, tactically, I just think that depending how Arteta uses him, and I don't think he's going to use him the way I would personally use him, because I think Havertz's best place is behind the striker, as almost like a second striker, almost like Bergkamp-esque kind of, because he's better making late runs. He's not the target man you want. He's not, he can win you balls in the air. He's decent at heading, but at a finishing level, like it's just not good to be the main striker. I think if he came on as a second striker, you could have potentially have a 4-2-4 where he drifts up when you guys are attacking or drifts back down to up in the midfield when you guys are fighting or playing against better opponents. But that's like the only thing I can think of. And I think if you linked him up with Balogun or you linked him up with Nketiah, it'd be better than him and Gabriel Jesus up there. Because those two like to drop down and it would be too many forwards in dropping into the midfield. Where I think if you linked them up with Nketiah and have them play 1-2s off each other, it'd be electrifying, personally.
So who are you dropping out the team then?
Havertz.
No, I mean for Havertz.
If it's me, I don't know what the midfield you ran last game was, but if it's me, you just run a 4-3-3 and you put Havertz as cam, and then you just put Odegaard and you put Rice behind them.
They had a midfield
Odegaard
three of
is the cam.
Havertz, Rice.
Nah,
and
bring
Odegaard.
bring Odegaard back, or you can have them basically
Two
float
cams?
around. Basically, could it's not unheard of.
I mean, Odegaard is just a better creator.
You know,
He is a better
Back in
creator,
the-
but
back in
I'm
the
saying
day-
play him as a second striker. So basically, it would be
That would be a
4-2-4.
different.
I'm,
He would
I'm
have to
not
do a
against
whole
that.
different.
Back in the day, I definitely would have been because I didn't trust Arsenal's defense. Now I'm all about it. I could see us doing something like that. Definitely in the tougher games, I think Havertz would have to just come off the bench, and we'd have two holding midfielders.
But aren't you also letting go of what's his name? Can't think of him. Your other DM,
Partey.
Artie.
Partey.
Party?
They're not getting rid of him.
I have no clue. He wanted to leave at the beginning of the summer. Now it doesn't look like he's going to go anywhere. So,
Who's your right back?
Ben White.
Because Partey played as a right back. Ben White played as a right center back.
Well, it'll probably be. I don't know why they have Partey at right back. It should be Ben White or Tomiyasu.
Could it be because of the injury to Timber?
Well,
No,
I
he
mean-
started at right back though.
I know, but could it be they just moved him there because without Timber they don't have a specific right back, and they just moved him down there in the right since Rice is taking his place essentially in the midfield.
I
also just think that maybe Tomiyasu, Rob, I don't want to say fall out of favor because that's a bit harsh, but I'll say he just became a little unreliable because of his injury issues.
It's true.
yeah.
I mean, all I can tell you is from my point of view, what could hinder your title challenge is your left back and right back play. If Timber's out
Well-
for months and you're playing Partey at right back, it's just not looking good.
I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think what's going to happen is White's going to go back up to right back. Saliba and Gabriel are going to play in the middle, and then they'll probably have Zinchenko play at left, like last season.
Isn't he injured?
Well, if they don't have Zinchenko at left back, then they'll just have Tierney at left back.
Massive downgrade.
It is whatever. I'd rather have Tierney at left back than Partey at right back.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I think you guys need to buy a fullback before the window ends, even if it's just a backup. But
Maybe not sign someone, like just loan someone. Get Bellerin.
Nah, you see, here's the issue.
Funny.
Though. Here's the issue though. They'll have to get another center back before they get a actual fullback because Arteta, he did it. He's been doing it for the last 2 seasons too, and then it really happened when Zinchenko stepped in. He's basically doing what Pep Guardiola is doing and moving one of those fullbacks into a defensive midfielder role. And
Why do we need another center back?
because what they do is they play like you saw it with Manchester City last season. You saw it with Arsenal last season. Arsenal moved Zinchenko in the midfield when they were dominating possession. It brings another body in as an inverted forward, and then you had 3 in the back. Manchester City did the same thing essentially. They just played 4 center backs across the back line, with John Stones moving up into a holding midfielder position, into that double pivot role when they were on the offense, and when they were being pushed back, they would drop down and essentially have 4 center backs that had pace, could run, could defend, and were aerially dominant. So I think I see the same trend that Arteta's trying to do.
So just get rid of the fullback position. Just make them all
Well, we didn't have
no,
essentially
four
center
backs.
backs.
You did. You had Ake, which I know Ake could play left back or center back, but let's be
More of a
honest.
left wing back.
Yeah, left wing back or a wide center back. But you were basically playing Ake, Akanji, and what's his name? The Portuguese center back.
Ruben Diaz.
Ruben Diaz. Cancelo wasn't there. After Cancelo left, this is that kind of formation they took. And then you had John Stones, who played in the center back role. I know it was a 3-5-1, but realistically, when you guys were on the defense, John Stones would drop back and it would become a 4-5-1, or 4-5-1. So I mean, like, you would have a back line of just center backs.
We had Kyle Walker.
Oh, you did have Kyle Walker.
So we had
that would be
three.
the right wing back. That would be the right wing back though.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but he's saying we had 4 across the back.
What he's saying is that
4 center backs across the back.
no, what he's saying is that you had John Stones as a sitting 6 in the DM role,
Yeah.
and it would back up into the back line,
Okay.
in possession play.
Okay, I thought he meant like there was.
It wasn't that you were lining up 4. Yeah, no.
No, but you would essentially have
I
4
thought he
in the
meant-
back at times.
Yeah. No,
And
I
there
agree with
were
that.
and
I was
there
just-
were some games that, I mean, even though there were some games even when you guys were playing 4 straight in the back.
Yeah.
So-
No, I agree, but for the most part,
Yeah,
it was.
Kyle Walker is just a weird one because I almost feel like there were so many defensive players that I kind of forgot about Kyle Walker because he was such an offensive player last season, essentially.
He was definitely
basically.
way more. He was definitely way more offensive this season for sure, but he still did a job when he needed to be, like Real Madrid in the semifinals or the Champions League final. So, and then games in the league as well. So he still, I mean, he definitely played way more offensively last season, but he still, all in all, was a really solid defender that we had.
Right. But basically, all that going back to saying, I think that's what Arteta's trying to do. Which, I mean, you could have Zinchenko still be that, like the opposite, like a mirror of one another. You could have Zinchenko do that, and then just have them 3 in the back. And then maybe if someone gets injured, you have Kouar. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Yeah.
And then move him up into the defensive midfielder role, too. That's the vibe I'm getting with the transfers that Arsenal are doing.
I don't know, because, like, at least at City, for the most part, Pep just experimented with the back line, whereas Arteta didn't really have the depth and was kind of forced to play players out wide and just adapt to what the situation was at Arsenal. Because the only thing that we really did was just he exiled Cancelo. But apart from that, he didn't really have to worry about. He was just experimenting for the most part. That's how we got John Stones in the defensive mid and Ake as left back. Whereas, like, Arsenal didn't have the depth that they needed.
You guys have like 8 fucking center backs though.
No, you do.
Have to play them at some point.
I mean, look, even at the Champions League, game, you would literally start out with 3 center backs in the back with John Stones in the pivot role, and like at times before Walker got subbed on, you did play basically 4 in the back of just center backs.
Yeah,
like that's what I'm saying. Like, just
but I was just saying that we didn't consistently, like, we didn't play that throughout the entirety of the season, not even second half.
For a large portion of the second half, John Stones got moved up there because you were praising him for how well he did for the last few months in the center defensive role, and it went to a back 3. And like I said, they would drop back
3 months. Yeah.
So that's majority of the second half of the season.
Well,
especially
I'm saying second half, like after the transfer window.
Yeah. So you start in February for the last 3 months. Or I guess the end of February,
like
March. But
yeah.
essentially majority of it. Like it's fine. Like you're not saying you're wrong. Like I'm just saying that because after João Cancelo left or got ostracized, like you said, he did have to make it work, and he made that work with 3 center backs, with one in the midfield, basically dropping back into making a 4.
I know, but I'm just saying that we at least had depth, whereas like Arsenal didn't have the depth at the time.
backs.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You have 8 center backs, but you have like no fullbacks.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying with Arsenal, they just didn't have the depth, which is why they were forced to do what they did last season and now this season. What'd you say, Abdon?
They still don't have the depth. I mean, the starting lineup is quality with Arsenal. Let's be honest here. They are if injuries don't exist, Arsenal is a title contender of the highest magnitude. The issue is their squad is just prone to injuries, and I mean I can't talk because Chelsea had the most injuries out of any fucking team last year.
Mm-hmm.
But you already have Timber out. You don't have a fucking recognized right back. Gabriel Jesus is already out before the season even started. I mean, it's only.
I'm not worried about Jesus being out. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not worried about that.
Honestly, though, this is. Oh, go ahead.
The fullback situation needed to be addressed in the off season, and I guess Timber was Arteta's solution. And it's just not like you can't have a one-man answer for 2 problems.
You can have your Pep apparently.
I don't know. I definitely, and sorry to bring it back up, but I definitely think you guys could have spent the Havertz money on 2 fullbacks.
Yeah, we definitely did.
Timber.
Didn't do it very well. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, we talked about this during the summer or before the season ended, or at least I guess when the original links with Havertz came up, where we asked him, we were like 80 million on Havertz or other positions, and he definitely said they needed fullbacks and another midfielder. And then with Declan Rice as well, it's just a lot of money spent.
I mean, Declan Rice for 100 million, like, fine. You got to have your 6. That's high quality to compete because you got to compete against Rodri. So you gotta have your Rice, you gotta have your Caicedo, you gotta have all that shit. So I don't blame it. Yes, the fuck you do. Shut the fuck up.
I don't know about Caicedo. Caicedo's decent. He's not 150 million decent.
He's better than Rice.
We'll see.
Agreed.
But
we will see. We will see. Yeah.
We will see. We will be there. We will be there.
And it won't be like well for the price this one's better because they both basically went for the same, so it just depends on whose season's better.
Yeah, I mean, but
they didn't go for the same.
$40
million, like
they did.
$35 million difference.
What the fuck do you mean?
It wasn't that much of a difference.
It was 10 million extra.
No, it was 135 original, wasn't it? That was the final.
No, 115. 115.
No,
Rice was.
It was 135 with the add-ons.
105.
Brother,
plus the 20 add-ons, right? The 20 million on add-ons.
I'm pretty sure it was 135.
For
I could be wrong.
Are you guys talking about dollars?
They don't get the 20 million in add-ons yet unless we win something or make a certain amount of appearances.
Are you guys talking about pounds or dollars?
Pounds. Because that's what he went for.
He was 105 because at max is 105 because
Moise Caicedo
is 115.
Moise Caicedo from Brighton, fee 132 million.
What? Dollars? Pounds?
That's dollars.
Exactly.
Moises Caicedo went for 115 million pounds.
132. It's a big difference.
Declan Rice went for 105 million pounds.
That's 27 mil.
A 10
So a 10 million pound difference.
And the only reason why we had that 10 mil difference is because fucking Liverpool got in the way.
Yeah, they did. Let's go.
I mean, hey, we stole both their fucking dates. So, hey.
Anyway.
For so much money.
It does not matter. We have the second best midfield in Europe now.
I don't know about... Okay, you're not even Champions League. Relax.
I'm not talking about the competition. I'm just talking about in Europe in general.
Even then, you're not second best.
Yes, who is better?
Then
Madrid.
You guys, we are Real Madrid.
No, Madrid is the best. Madrid is the best, flat out.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
I'd
PSG.
say our midfield's better than you guys.
No, I don't
No.
think so.
Stop. Stop.
Abdon,
No.
you're stretching.
Spurs, obviously.
No.
Hey, we'll get to the Chelsea. We'll get to the Chelsea talking here in a little bit.
Hey, don't disrespect our midfield, man.
Hey, let's get back. Let's get back to
I just
Arsenal.
said you better midfield than Chelsea,
What?
unless you're saying that's disrespectful.
No, I
Because
thought you were
Chelsea midfield's
disrespecting
okay.
our midfield. I thought you were like
There's
joking.
no way you're saying Tottenham has got a better midfield than
No,
Chelsea.
let's get back to
There's no- okay, sorry.
let's get back to the Arsenal talk, and then we can go when we get to Chelsea. Do all this.
Having two
Well, I
Chelsea
mean, what
fans
else is there
already
to say
a mistake.
on Arsenal? Because Brandon didn't
Kick
even
me
watch
off,
the
then,
game.
motherfucker. Kick
Yeah.
me off.
No. He's good. He's good. Relax. No.
Why don't we pivot to me?
Okay.
The only thing, the only thing I was going to say is that honestly, like the injuries at Arsenal have been such a prevalent thing, as far as I can remember. Like
It's time to do a
honestly,
Dortmund.
where you just sack your entire medical team and get it.
Yes.
Honestly, you guys should do that, bro, because your guys' medical, like as far as I can remember, like you guys, not every player, but a large portion of your players go missing because of injuries. So
It's true.
But did they?
you guys need to get rid of your medical staff. Maybe not everybody,
I think
but
we
definitely
had this
people
same
who are making
conversation on a
decisions.
podcast last season.
But can I ask you a question?
Really?
Can I ask you a question?
Who?
Got injured? But besides, okay, you had. Remind me who else got injured? 'Cause you had Gabriel Jesus. He got injured for a large portion of the season. You also had Zinchenko get
Tomiyasu,
injured.
right?
Tomiyasu
got injured.
a little bit.
Partey got injured.
Yeah, but I'm talking about. Did you have that many injuries? Partey got injured, and then Saliba got injured.
White got injured, I think, at one point.
But it was a short injury, right? Because he was there for the
Doesn't matter.
majority.
Doesn't matter.
Okay,
Doesn't matter. He got
six
injured.
injuries. 6 injuries. All right, Dortmund had a lot more. Chelsea had a lot more. My question is, did the 6 injuries affect you because they were
Yeah.
6 injuries that were super long, or was it just you had 3 big injuries at 3 different crucial times of the season?
No, they all affected us.
Did they?
They did.
Did they? Because I would say Saliba was a bigger miss.
I think the biggest thing is that it seems like when players come to Arsenal that weren't injury prone before, they manage to get injured, and I'm looking at the physio team when that happens.
Okay, I
Like-
get that.
Like, what are you doing? Why are you letting these players play when you know they probably shouldn't? I'm speculating here because maybe they don't know. Maybe it's just bad luck for Arsenal that they get these players that weren't getting injuries before they came, and then all of a sudden they come to Arsenal and are getting injured. It's either they're unlucky or there's something going on with the physio team, and I don't know if they're using like outdated
Equipment.
stuff. Yeah, equipment, like I don't know, technology to make sure these players are fit and ready to go. I don't know. But it seems to me the past few years that players have come, and I've been excited for them because I'm like, oh, good, this will be a player that doesn't get injured often coming into the team, and then like usually it's at least midway through the season before they get injured, not the first game of the season, but they still end up getting injured, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like you had no injury record before. Now you're going to be out for months, and then that injury just continues on. So
Okay. I don't know. I hear what you're saying, and I definitely agree that you've had a lot of players have a lot of injury, like you've had injury crises. But I feel like last season, like lack of depth, 100% is a big cause of why you guys failed. But like actual injuries, I mean, like I just think you only had 1 or 2 that really made the difference. To be honest with you, because like Gabriel Jesus got injured. Hold on, Gabriel Jesus got injured, and Nketiah played better, scored more important goals. And honestly was unfairly taken out of that first team. You had Saliba get injured the second half of the season, it was right after the World Cup or before the World Cup or right around there. That was a bigger issue. Yeah, you had Ben White get injured, but Ben White was only out for a little bit. Tommy also got injured, but Ben White kind of filled his right back role, and you had a revelation.
his
there.
right back role.
His right back role. Relax. And
Is it Rice?
No,
Is
right.
Asian?
Right.
That's crazy.
But you had a revelation there. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like you had blessings. Like if Tommy Houston doesn't get injured, Ben White doesn't play right back. If Gabriel Jesus doesn't get injured, and Nketiah doesn't get that game time, and maybe Arsenal aren't in second place all the way to the end of the season. You know?
Yeah, maybe we're in first.
Yeah, no, I don't think you would have been, because Gabriel Jesus was useless at points. But that's what I'm saying. Like, is it the injuries or is it just bad depth for when big players get injured?
Why can't it be both?
It can be, but I just don't think you didn't have 11 players out last season.
I mean, the drop off between their starting lineup and their bench is just what causes the injury.
Yeah, and I agree with you. And that's a lack of depth issue. And I mean, honestly, the only time I feel like last season, and correct me if I'm wrong, the only time I really feel like Arsenal looked a lot more vulnerable was after Saliba dropped out. Honestly,
for sure.
Like like everyone else, kind of fit.
I do remember saying to you last season, we got pretty lucky with injuries for the first 6 months, and then Ten Hag made his comments where he was like, I don't know how Arsenal have got so lucky with injuries, like they barely have a player out, and then 3 of our players dropped within 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
I hear you. I just, you're trying to grab sympathy from someone that had both their starting fullbacks out. We had 11 players out last season. We had a lot of talent sideline.
Yeah, you also had 36 players in your squad. So.
Yeah, 36 shit players. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. It's basically the same issue.
I don't know if all 36 were bad, but a lot of them were bad.
We had a whole 11
5
out.
that weren't ass.
And our fullbacks were 2 of them.
To be fair, all 36 did play like shit.
No,
but that doesn't mean all 36 were bad.
Thiago was balling.
Thiago was balling.
Who?
Thiago Silva.
Oh.
Reece James and Ben Chilwell are always great when they jump on the pitch.
You know who was baller? Saul.
Who?
He wasn't last year.
That was the year before.
From Atletico.
That was the year before.
Was it the year before?
What did you say, Brandon?
Yeah, good. Half on. That was João Felix.
Yeah, João Felix.
And his best fucking performance was the first game when he got a red card.
Yeah, honestly, I loved him for that moment.
Like dead ass. That was his best performance. That was Chelsea last year.
Yeah. So I don't want to hear it.
Well,
I don't want to hear it because at least your player.
Yeah, but I don't care about Chelsea.
Yeah,
Chelsea or whatever to me.
I'm just telling you, you didn't have 3 managers either. Like I'm saying, injuries are a big crisis, 100%.
4.
But I'm blaming 4. I'm blaming a lack of depth being more the issue than injury crisis.
We had 3 managers last season.
You did. But
I'm in the club. I'm at the table. Let's go, baby.
But at least your player made it to the start of the season, though. Timber made it to the first game. Fucking and Cuckoo didn't even make it, bro.
Yeah, Cuckoo's out until November,
like that.
Early December.
At least your man's made it to the table.
So maybe you guys need to fire your physio team too.
Yeah, that's all. That's in our discussion.
We did.
Yeah,
we did.
But we had 11 players out.
Maybe
not 3 or 4.
You guys hired Dortmund's physio team. That's what happened.
It's probable.
Probably.
Todd Bowley was like, Dortmund's their whole staff is getting fired. They're a good team. Let's get them.
Edward, do you want to take over?
Sure.
I don't think we have anything else to discuss about Arsenal.
You sure?
You tell me.
I'm just kidding.
I didn't know. I was genuinely asking.
No.
Okay.
Remember when you guys fumbled a 10-point lead?
Oh my god.
And then we came back and won the league, and then won the FA Cup, and then won the Champions League.
Remember when we asked? I don't.
You guys finished
Edward.
in your place.
Why don't we?
We have 2 Champions League.
And then we have the Chelsea Ultra. Who
Edward, why don't we move on to you?
Second best midfield in Europe. Yes, motherfucker, we do.
Why don't we move
on
to
potential?
you,
We do. On potential, we do.
Potential.
Did you see Enzo bossing
right now?
by himself?
Potential doesn't pay out right now.
Did you see Enzo bossing the whole entire Liverpool midfield by himself with
I'm not saying you
don't have good
with
midfielders.
Galadog in the midfield with him.
I'm not saying you have. I'm not saying you don't have good midfielders, but second best in Europe. I don't know
Yeah.
about that one, Chief.
Yes.
Well, we'll discuss it after Tottenham. Eddie?
Shit, I keep pushing my table. At least okay. Well, at least I watched the game. I watched my team play because I'm a true fan.
Damn.
And
Had to do it to him.
I had to do it to him. I was
I probably won't watch
very.
this weekend either. So
I mean, I won't be able to watch this weekend, but that's fine. I was very pleased. I thought a lot of players played really well. And nobody really looked bad. Besides, I mean, Son and Richarlison just weren't really involved. But that was just based on the flow of the game. Which Ange Ball, dude, after one game, I'm fully hooked. Like, I'm fully hooked after watching football terrorism for the last 2 seasons. Like, I'm fully hooked on watching a team that had like 72% possession. Like,
Talk about a Premier League winning coach.
that style is dying. Anyways, moving on. Ange Ball was nice. Like, it was so good. When we were in possession, Emerson and Udogi would come into the midfield, so there would literally only be 2 center backs, which left us, very, very vulnerable, which we saw on both goals. Well, not on the penalty, but on the second goal. But if we can figure out a way to stir up that back line a little bit more, I think it'll be very, very fun season. James Madison was better than advertised. He was unbelievable. Basuma was unbelievable. So I'm very optimistic, and I really liked the way we played. I was very impressed. Even though it was a tie, Brentford haven't lost at home in like 6 months, and they only lost at home twice last season. So to get a point there is not easy. So I'll take it. But United this weekend will be very interesting. Although United looked awful, which I'm sure we'll get to them.
Horrible.
We can get to them later. But yeah, I was impressed. A lot of work to do, but
I gotta ask.
Go ahead.
Is Kane the curse? Is he the problem?
That's been the meme. That's been the memes going around, at least on Spurs Twitter. It's been like, we're gonna maybe actually win a trophy this season, and Bayern are gonna fumble the Bundesliga for the first time in,
That'd be crazy.
what is it, 20 years? So
not that long.
Not 20.
no, I know.
It's like 12.
Yeah, it's only
Who are
12.
you guys looking at in the transfer market?
Tapsoba is still a name for center backs. As far as forwards go, we've looked at Balogun. We're looking at Nanto from Leeds, because he wants to leave. We're looking at Gift Orban from Ghent. He's sick. I really want it to be him. He has like 25 goals in 26 games since he signed with Ghent. He's only 21, so I think he'd be sick, and he'd fit the system really well and like the youth movement really well. No like huge names though. We're like kind of taking the Brighton approach that's been reported. Besides James Madison, we haven't really signed any huge names. So
Wasn't Madison on a free?
no, he was like 60 mil.
60 million?
40.
40, yeah.
Okay,
It was 40.
okay. That makes it better.
Leicester wanted 60 mil. That's what it was. At first, they wanted 60. But
Well, I thought it was 60 mil for both Harvey Barnes and James Madison.
no, that was what we offered.
To be fair, that's not a bad deal because it's a championship team. Or new
And then I
championship
And then
team.
didn't Harvey Barnes go for more than Madison?
I don't know, actually. Let me see.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure
Madison had to be on
Newcastle-
huge wages.
I'm pretty sure Newcastle spent more on Barnes than we spent on Madison. But
Because I actually don't know.
Did Romero come off injured?
Yeah, he scored and he got hurt, stayed in, scored a goal, and then got subbed off after his goal because he picked up a head injury and then he scored off of a header. And after he scored, you could see like he looked really woozy, like he wasn't really celebrating. So the medical team did the right thing and took him off.
Oh,
What happened?
Daniel came off.
There he is, he's back. Who came on for him? Oh, Sanchez. Davinson Sanchez came on for him, which I can't
will
believe he's
say-
still in the club.
Scored a
I will
goal.
say you have a brand new fucking back line other than Romero. It's a little scary.
No, we still have Emerson.
Emerson Royale?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
class now.
No.
No, he was really good. He also scored a goal. But yeah, he was in possession. He was drifting into midfield, and Skip was kind of going out wide. I noticed, which was interesting, but it worked because he got a goal. Udogi was also unbelievable too. He looks so good for a 20-year-old who's never played in the Prem. I know it was one game, but like he looked so good. He looks so good.
An Italian homie.
Yes, sir.
Our compatriot.
But
you
no,
know what
yeah.
that means though?
What's that?
You have an Italian in your team, you're never gonna win the Premier League. Same thing that happened to Arsenal buying Jorginho.
Nah, we'll break the curse.
Well, Chelsea did it. I mean, there was
Not with
not
an
a
Italian. Not with an Italian on the team.
Conte. I mean,
As
he
the
wasn't
manager,
a player.
I mean player. No Premier League, no Italian players ever won the Premier League.
We'll break the
Really?
curse.
That's so
That's
crazy.
crazy.
I don't think that's true.
I'm pretty sure it's true.
We have 2 Italians because we have Vicario as well.
Maybe they'll cancel each other out.
Mario Balotelli?
No.
Oh,
Ooh.
Did he win?
Mm-hmm.
He
2012.
did.
yeah, he was on that team.
They gave the assist to Aguero.
Oh, he did. Okay,
Oh,
my bad.
Okay, but only
To
one
be honest,
time.
he's an
I was gonna
enigma
say,
though. He's an enigma though.
Wasn't Emerson on y'all's team when y'all won the league too?
No, that was Marcos Alonso. Emerson was the year after.
Oh,
Carlo Cudicini, Chelsea legend.
Okay, all right. Now we're
If we go coaches, Mancini and Conte.
we were not talking about
Mancini.
coach,
Mancini had won.
And Claudio Ranieri.
but we weren't talking about coaches.
We're
We're talking about
players.
Italians.
Talking about players.
Players.
Italian players, not Italian
players,
managers.
Italian players, not managers.
But it got
players.
debunked because Balotelli won it.
Whoa! Mario Balotelli won. And Cudicini, it's fine.
And Udogi this season. And Vicario, can't forget. But he's gonna give me so many headaches. Like
Vicario?
watching him play, yeah, like he just, I don't know. Just a lot of his decision. I mean, he ended up turning in a good performance despite conceding.
Majority
but
of the
like
game, he was really good, wasn't he?
He was good, but like I don't know, just he came off his line a lot, like in a lot of places where I was like, "Ooh, maybe you shouldn't have done that." Like he's a wild card, but I enjoyed like it was entertaining. He seems like a really funny guy. Like he was making a lot of funny facial expressions that I enjoyed. He's very Italian. It's nice. I like it. But yeah, I mean, I don't have much else to say other than a point at Brentford is nothing to be ashamed of, and especially we showed a lot of what I asked for. Like when I said I'd rather us look good and finish lower than finish higher but not look as good, and we definitely looked really good. I was very impressed by a lot of players and just by Ange Ball in general. So if anyone has anything else they want to add or ask, go ahead. But other than that, I'd be ready to move on to Chelsea.
I was very proud. I was very happy that Ange got a result for his first game. I kind of wish he'd gotten a win just because I feel like because he's never managed in the Premier League, a lot of people are giving him a lot of shit when Because they're like, oh, well, look at Rodgers. He did so poor his last season. I'm like, yeah, but literally 2 seasons ago, everyone was like, Rob Rodgers is like the fourth best manager in the country. Like, people are so short minded. And I think that, Andrew's a better manager than Rodgers. He's got a lot more experience. He did the exact same feat that Rodgers did at Celtic. So at least on that, they're level. So, I mean, I think Andrew will be a better coach overall. So I'm just happy that he got not a winning start, but a good start against a good Brentford team.
Yeah, and I also, just to put this out there at the off chance that any Brentford fans hear this, I think Brentford will be just fine without Ivan Toney.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was a little worried, but after the way they played Sunday, I think they'll be just fine. They looked really good. I think the system and the coaching there is too good that I think they'll make up for it. And once they get Tony back, I think they could fly.
Yeah, and they have good.
Who's the man up top
Wisa,
for
I think.
Brentford?
Wisa right now.
Yeah, it was Wisa who scored.
Yeah.
Emblemo
Okay.
scored a pen. It was Emblemo and Wisa. They played as dual strikers,
Okay.
Yeah.
and they both scored. So
And Blemo's good.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he hasn't moved yet. Wisa is underrated, and I think Wisa's gonna.
it was a bullshit pen, but
Yeah. Well.
especially based off Onana, which again we'll get to United in a minute. But
Fair enough.
yeah, anything else? Anyone? Anything? No.
Just disappointed Brentford didn't get all 3 points.
Okay, Chelsea.
I'm gonna let Abdon, since he's the newest member, lead this part. But I just want to say one thing
Let him
before you go,
cook.
Abdon. I want to say one thing before you go, before you start this. Brandon, you didn't watch the Arsenal game. You woke up late, right? All right.
Woke up when I normally do.
I had a lot to drink Saturday night, going into 5 a.m. Sunday morning. I woke up
The way it should be.
and watched Chelsea play. Hungover.
Be fair,
Low
Brandon's
sleep.
team played at 6:30 in the morning.
Eddie, I went to bed at like 5:45. I'm underplaying it.
That's great.
That's like 4 hours of sleep, and I was hungover.
Okay, well, that's good. Good for you.
I'm just saying, I'm more committed. That's the whole point.
That's
you get your
great.
sleep?
I never said I was any more committed than you.
No, that's also targeted at Daniel for what he said earlier.
No, you know what? I will respect Brendan because fuck waking up at 6 a.m.
No, I don't
Especially when you're
respect
going to
it.
bed at. Well, I mean,
What time you go to bed,
That's
Brandon?
fine.
What time you go to bed? 1?
2 or 3.
2 or 3?
Okay, I can't respect that. I'm gonna just talk about the game for now.
Mm-hmm.
The game started off rough. We looked disjointed, disorganized, couldn't string a pass. Got saved by a dodgy fucking offsides call that I do not understand yet. They change the offsides every fucking year, so I have to figure out what it is this time. Fucking Salah had Colwell torched. This guy did not let Mans rest. He could not control Salah at all. And then Disasi lost Diaz stupidly for the first goal. But we grew into the game. I mean, let's be honest here. The idea of putting Gallagher as the 6 essentially was horrible. He's not a regista. He can't make decisions on the fly to keep the ball. He got dismissed a lot of times right in front of the defense. But it worked out, I guess, for this game. Reece James looked amazing. He's not injured, by the way. He was tired, apparently. So thank God for that.
Let Mans breathe.
Let Mans breathe. He's okay. Let him cook. He looked amazing though. He looked like prime Reece James back out there. Thiago Silva looked a little shaky. I'm a little worried that the age might be starting to hit him. I mean, but the thing is, we also did play a very makeshift lineup for Liverpool. We played with Colwell as essentially the left back, with Chilwell as the left wing, to control Trent back at his defensive line. So it was apparently a tactical setup by Pochettino, and that's fine. Leave it be. It worked out, I guess. But let's be honest here. After that first 20 minutes, once we got the rhythm, it felt like they got a little chemistry, with each other. Man, we were flying. We were pretty neck and neck in the second half of the first half, so the last 20 minutes, and then the second half, we should have won the fucking game. We had Liverpool cooked. They cannot do a damn thing. Just the fact that we have, Malagusto to cover Reece James whenever he's tired, just to control his minutes so he doesn't get injured, is awesome. If we had Nkunku in the game, we win this game, straight up. We had no midfield at some points. We had Chukwuemeka looking like a headless chicken out there for large parts of the game. Jackson missed a fucking sitter. It's fine though. First game, you'll get there. But there was a clip of him fighting not only Van Dijk but Konate in, what was it, the 89th minute?
Fighting?
Not fighting, but like holding off the two defenders with the ball at his feet.
I thought you said biting. I was like, bro,
I thought you said fighting. I thought you said
My
fighting
bad.
too.
Fighting.
No, you're good. You're good.
Fighting. He was holding him
Okay.
off with the ball at his feet in the 89th minute. Probably one of the two strongest defenders to defend against, holding them off with the ball at his feet, and gave the ball to Mudryk. Mudryk kind of fucked it up, to be honest here. But I mean, just the fact that he was able to do that is astounding to me. He looks like a fighter, and we'll give him time. I mean, at the end of the day, he's first fucking season here. You can't do anything about it. And he only had, what, a season, maybe at Villarreal? Half a season, because he was injured for half of it?
He played like 12 games, I think.
Yeah, something like that. So you just gotta give him time. Chilwell looked okay. Colwell looked awesome once he grew into the game. Sanchez, boy, not good. Not good. I mean, that's pretty much it. For the Chelsea side, the Liverpool side, I mean, McAllister looked good. Szoboszlai, he was okay. Van Dijk and Konate were rocks. They didn't really do anything bad or do anything wrong at the end of the day. Allison looked good. Andy Robertson was okay. Trent was okay as well. Diaz and Salah look good. I can't believe they fucking took off Salah. Crazy that Klopp took him off in the 70th minute. There's no way. But I mean, that's about it. Oh, and I forgot fucking Sterling. Sterling looked like ass. He did a couple good crosses, but he looked like ass.
Badass though.
Isn't that what we're used to though?
Yeah, I mean,
But when he's getting paid £300,000 a week.
For cake.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I'm with Abdon 100%. I think like he said it perfectly. We grew into that game, and one player I think that also deserves a shout is Axel Disasi. He was immense as he grew into the game. Got a debut goal and was very good, honestly. I mean, that whole back line in the beginning, like you said, was kind of they couldn't.
They never played together.
Yeah, they never played together.
And they had to go against this fucking front line.
But they did so well as they grew into it,
Yes.
And I think that, I'm sure because he touched on it earlier, he didn't mention it, but, we had Ben Chilwell. Jim Chilwell did well, like really well. I think better than most people think. I don't think Abdon's the biggest fan of him.
Oh, no, I love Chilwell. He did enough to not cause any issues, but wasn't his prime performance.
No,
He's
no.
not at his peak yet.
No. But he was really good. Fernandez was great. Conor Gallagher, like you
Fernandez
said,
controlled the game.
as Conor Gallagher kind of grew into it, he became much more dominant. Was winning more of the ball, but that wasn't really what he's a specialty. I think he's better as a box to box midfielder. And like you said, Jackson was phenomenal. I think Jackson showed glimpses of what he can be for this Chelsea team and will be as time goes on.
We don't need him to score every single game.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Chelsea's been known for having a hold-up striker.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need a Haaland. We just need someone that can bring in the players together and hold the ball up.
Yeah.
Plus, put in the goal every once in a while.
Mm-hmm. And I also think it was more telling on where the two teams actually stand. Because, like he said, not Allison, McAllister was good in that holding midfield role. Szoboszlai, I just don't think it was really his kind of game to shine.
I thought he was fine.
Yeah, it was fine, but he wasn't sensational. You know what I mean?
In the first half, I only watched the first half.
Yeah, but I mean, like Abdon said, in the second half, we dominated that second half. Like, if it wasn't for a Roberto Sanchez miss kick, they would have never had that last opportunity that gave us the scare. Besides that, I mean, like, we dominated. We had, I think it was like 67% of possession.
I guess it's a Klopp team that is known as the pressers. Like all they do is press.
Yeah, and we were out pressing them. And then when you look at the team, we had Jackson, we had Sterling in there. Like he said, Sterling wasn't great. Second half was a little bit better, but still not great. You had Conor Gallagher in a makeshift role. Fernandez was just in the right spot. We had a back three that have never played with each other. And I know that people will say, well, the midfield for Liverpool are still new. But, I mean, I think Chelsea had a lot more new players and we gelled quicker. And I think that's going to be telling. And to touch on the Mohamed Salah substitution, today, I think it was Fabrizio. He said that apparently Salah has gotten contacts with Saudi Arabian executives to try to force a transfer this summer, allegedly.
Yeah, I saw that he was open to a move. I was like, damn.
Yeah,
as well as Allison.
I mean, if you saw the reaction, there's more going on between Klopp and Salah than people are letting on, because that was a really bad reaction. It wasn't I'm Matt, you're substituting me. That seemed a lot. There was a lot more in that. I think that was just the icing on the cake.
At the end of the day, I mean, you can't. Hindsight's 20/20. But if we have one DM in that fucking team, and then Kunku, Fernandez with the way he was controlling it, with Gallagher as his DM, essentially.
Yeah.
Man, I'm excited for this fucking team.
Yeah, we played really well, and I think we showed people that we can. Also, I think we surprised everyone. I think Poch surprised all of us with playing a back three, because we all assumed we were going to be playing a back four. We played a back four the whole preseason. So right there, it showed that he's very tactically flexible, and he's not afraid to make those bold calls. And such a big first opening game too. So and with Caicedo and apparently as of today, Lavia maybe coming through.
It's a here we go. It's a here we go.
It's here we go. So I'm not gonna get excited until he signs, but that's depth right there for that position. And I think as this team continues to grow, it's going to hit the heights if we can keep everyone also physically fit. Because the two players that were really good yesterday, but we know have trouble staying on the field, is Reece James and Ben Chilwell. And if we lose them, we have Malo Gusto, but
we have Cucurella on the other side.
We have Cucurella, but I honestly think it won't be Cucurella. I think it should be
Ian Madsen.
Yeah.
Ian Madsen didn't look amazing though. I will tell you that.
No, but
it's a little rough.
I mean, he's young. He didn't adapt well, but he only got 10 minutes to really play the game.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at that performance.
But all I want to say right now is, let's move away from the game. Let's move into these transfers, because you already brought it up. We're gonna have a backline of Chilwell, Colwell, probably gonna be Disasi. I don't think Silva's gonna get much game time, and Reece James. That's an elite back line. You have your midfield three until Nkuku comes back. Of Caicedo as your sitting 6, and Enzo with Lavia as your 8s.
I don't think Lavia. I think Conor Gallagher will stay in that team.
He'll play, but I mean your starting midfield is those 3. Is Lavia, Enzo, and Caicedo. And then you have your striker Jackson, and you have Mikhailo Mudryk with Olise, who we apparently already activated his release clause. I know he's injured, but once he comes back, that's a fucking banging lineup.
And not Matuidi. Matueke coming back from injury as well.
Madueke coming back from injury.
I
I think there's a chance Sterling might get fucking sold. I don't fucking know, man.
I kind of hope he does.
8th. Fucking 3rd. We have to be 3rd by now. We have to be 3rd.
Once everyone gets
The first
fit,
game.
Once everyone
I think
gets
I
fit.
predicted 4th.
Before the signings.
Let me look.
I predicted 7th before the signings. I think if everything goes according to plan, I think we'll challenge for top 5.
I predicted 6th.
No, before we had to go 5th. We had to come 5th.
No.
We got to come in 3rd.
No, I don't think we come in 3rd. I think here's the reason I don't think we come
Who's
in 3rd.
coming 3rd?
Listen, Efton. Hear me out. I don't think we come in 3rd because we're still waiting for and Kuku's gonna miss the first half of the season. So with Nkuku gone, we'll see how that midfield lines up. Hoping we don't get any other injuries. Reece James and Ben Chilwell will stay fit. I still think we can get 4th. The issue is I think you look at Newcastle and you look at Manchester City, you look at Arsenal, and I think they are set up better tactically or have had longer times, learning that tactical setup. And I think as long as same thing for Chelsea, bar injuries, I think those 3 teams are in a better place with more, established players where we have a lot of potential, and that potential will take us a long way. But I feel like with potential, you have to be patient. And so if we get 3rd, I'd be happy. I think we'd overachieve tremendously. But I think 4th or 5th for this season, depending on how everything goes, no injuries. I think that's a pretty good first season, considering we finished 11th, 12th last season. Can't exactly remember.
12th.
So I mean, for me to go up at best 8 positions, yeah, I take that for the first season under Poch. But you tell me what you think.
I mean, I told you 3rd. The only reason why I think 3rd is because I'm looking at United. They're not looking good. I'm looking at Liverpool. Their squad is very incomplete, and they showed they got the money. They showed they got 115 million to spend. But are they going to spend it? I don't know. They better fucking spend it. But they're already getting quoted 80 mil for Decore from Crystal Palace because Crystal Palace knows they have the money.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck wouldn't they quote them up? They're desperate at this point. There's no other DMs to fucking buy. Aston Villa, I understand they look good at the second half of the season last year. I'm not buying into it just yet.
They got hammered.
Tottenham, sorry you lost Harry Kane. We'll see what Ange can do. But they finished 8th as well.
Mm-hmm.
Brighton's always a shout, but I'm not gonna think any more than Europa League spots, especially since they now have Europa League. I mean, Arsenal, 2 bad injuries to Arsenal, and you never know. You never fucking know.
That's true. You could also say that about Chelsea, though.
You could also say that about Chelsea, but we also have a deeper squad right now.
It depends where the injuries hit for both teams.
You're right. I mean, yeah. If we get hit to a fucking injury to Jackson, we're fucked without a striker again.
Yeah. If we get injuries to the fullback positions, I mean, I know Malo Gusto's fine, but Cucurella I don't trust back there. And it's a massive downgrade. Ian Maatsen, sure, but he's still a downgrade. I'm not saying he's bad. It's still a downgrade. And then, but I also think, if Arsenal have injuries, okay, I still think that Newcastle and Manchester City are better, and I think we could finish above Tottenham, Liverpool, and Manchester United. I mean, if Arsenal have the injuries, sure, I give you third. I just think that if Arsenal have injuries, if we put that hypothetical in, I just think that we are also going to have injuries. We're already having injuries.
But here's the thing that you're not remembering though. All the teams were fighting for third, fourth, fifth. Most of them have Europe, whether it be Champions, Europa, or Conference.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have Europe. We have a whole week to rest and learn the system.
And that is true.
That is going to help us. There's going to be a ginormous addition to our season.
That is true.
And we don't have to travel. We don't have to have recovery times. We don't have to do any of that. We can be learning the tactics. We can be practicing. We can do all that. There's less wear and tear. There's less mileage. There's less everything on the players right now.
And I understand that, and I agree with that. But I also think, we don't have a backup goalie now since Kepa left for Madrid.
We're going to buy one.
Yeah, we could buy one.
We are going to buy one.
Slonina.
We're already looking.
Yeah.
Good
Slonina's on loan.
Selena's out on loan.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot he's on loan. I forgot.
And you can suck my ass with De Gea.
I'm not saying anything about De Gea.
No,
He's
fucking
free.
Brandon said it.
Bro,
Yeah.
he's free.
Or was it Daniel or was it Brandon?
That was Daniel, I think.
It was me.
Oh, fuck you.
He's free.
But I also think we said the same thing about Arsenal their first season, and I think that they were kind of in the same place we were. They had a lot less dead wood than we do. Yeah, we have some.
We got rid of the deadwood though.
No, not all of them. We still have Sterling. We still have.
Sterling's gonna be playing for now.
Yeah, we've got
unfortunately.
We got 97 center backs we're not using. So I mean,
we're stockpiling.
Still got Mudryk.
No, Mudryk's gonna come good. He's not Pepe.
I bet he does come good.
He is gonna come good. He plays for Chelsea. He's gonna come good.
You're so dumb.
So, anyways,
He's gonna be better than Son. He's gonna be the new Son. Hey, Jackson and Mudryk is gonna be the new Kane and Son.
Yeah. No, honestly, you know why? You know why I think Mudryk will come good? Like, giving you a serious answer. I think if it was any other manager, I'd say there's 50-50. I just think Poch has such a good track record with developing, attacking young talent. Yeah, like it is, and you know it firsthand, Eddie, that he can mold them very well, and attacking players do very well in the systems. I think, and we already saw it in preseason. I know it's preseason, but I can only base off what I've seen
against Premier League teams, though.
Yeah,
I think Mudryk will be
bullshit
good.
Fucking teams.
Yeah, and so I think you give them 2-3 seasons, they will be very, very, very good, if not world class players. But yeah, I just think that I can't move past fourth. I just think Arsenal, Newcastle, and Manchester City are
with
all
the amount
better.
of money that we've spent now.
Mm-hmm.
Third has to be the goal.
Yeah, but I mean, Arsenal aren't spending any more money, but Newcastle can spend more money, and Brighton just got 115 million pounds to spend, and Brighton are very good at bringing in no-name talent who are phenomenal. So I mean, I'm not saying Brighton are going to take fourth. I'm just saying that Brighton are going to be up there.
I can see a world where Chelsea finished third, but I just think, which I know we said this in the predictions pod, so kind of beating a dead horse here, but I just think that the talent at the top of the Prem this season is so much better than last year, and even going years back, like everyone got stronger. It wasn't just Chelsea that got stronger. Pretty much every team towards the top got stronger in some way. So I just at the end of the day, I just at the end of the day, I just don't see. I couldn't predict third. Like, I think fourth is the highest you'll finish, but I predicted sixth.
But
there's just too many good teams challenging at the top that it's just going to be such a dogfight.
But
that I don't think Chelsea.
What's your top four?
I can see. I mean, I think I predicted Chelsea in the top four. And even when I predicted Newcastle not finishing in the top 4, I didn't even take into account that they're going to be in Europe this season, and we have no clue how they're going to deal with that.
Yeah, that'll be
Because
interesting.
most of those players haven't played. Eddie Howe hasn't managed in Europe before.
No,
So-
I think they'll be fine.
I think they'll be fine. But one thing you brought up, and as we've been talking, I think Abdon's kind of convincing me we could finish in third. But I also here's the reason I say that, because you just reminded me of something that Brandon said when I was editing the last podcast. Brandon said that this is, and you said this is probably the toughest season it's going to be. For the last few years, it's going to be the toughest season, most competitive season we've seen. We said that about the season before.
Yeah, we say that every season.
Everything you're saying is the same thing we said last season. All the teams have gotten better. All the Premier League, it's just too much quality at the top. We said that, and
they have gotten better. It's just it happens every season. They get better.
No, but that's what I mean. We also said the same thing last season, that Chelsea strengthened up, Manchester United strengthened up, Arsenal strengthened up, Liverpool strengthened up. Like it's going to be such a tight race. It wasn't a tight race. It's a tight race between two teams.
We didn't expect Chelsea to have as many injuries as they had.
That's the thing. It's there's anything that can happen.
Newcastle surprised,
and if I just don't think, because that's the argument everyone uses. Oh well, the quality is so much better, and we've said that for the last 3 years in a row.
Quality is better.
It's really not, though, because a lot of quality is also left the top.
Categorically is better. It's categorically better.
It's really not, because a lot of quality is also left the top.
You haven't used categorically in a while.
So,
I mean, every year is fucking different. You can't even the top 2 aren't the same every fucking year. What was the top 2 the year before last?
Liverpool City.
Liverpool City. I mean, every fucking year the top 2 is always different.
Yeah, but
the year before that was
the year before that it was also Liverpool City.
Was it? Because Liverpool did have their fall off for a second.
Maybe it was Man United. I don't remember.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't there a year where United for a second?
Yeah, but there was also 4 years in a row where Liverpool and City were at the top.
Yeah.
Ooh, the demons are back. I saw them in Brandon's room. The demons are back.
I mean, they're not gonna be anymore.
Yeah, but I as we were talking, I think Abdon kind of convinced me. I think we could get there. I think we could. If there are injuries to other big teams, which, I mean, now that Brandon's talking, Arsenal are probably gonna have a bunch of injuries. But we also have a bad track record with injuries, so that's why I'm
I mean, just let's take Arsenal for example. Arsenal were in Europa League last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We did what?
You were in Europa League last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, you already kind of have the Europe routine down, but Champions League is a different beast. Champions League isn't the same as fucking Europa League. You can play kids against most Europa League teams, especially in the group stages.
But Arsenal didn't do that last season.
Were they playing the main team?
They're playing a lot of their main squad.
Yeah.
In the group squad?
You tell me, Brandon. Am I wrong?
We're playing a lot of the main team players.
I mean, shit.
I also
you already got the routine down. You got the routine down.
Yeah, I also get what you're saying with the Champions League thing, but I also think it's Champions League is much easier to balance out on a scheduling basis than Europa League is, because I mean you get more time to rest. I mean, if you play Thursday night or Wednesday,
you still gotta fly back. Thursday night at Baku, you gotta come back.
Yeah, you gotta come back and play Saturday or Sunday. Whereas if you play Tuesday or Wednesday, then you jump all the way up to Saturday or Sunday, you get an extra day. So I mean, it's a little bit easier.
It's the same thing though with Champions League, because then you get a day of rest if you play Sunday, because then you might play Tuesday or Wednesday. Or is that what you guys just said?
No, that's what we're saying. You get an extra day of rest, but I also think it depends who you ask. If you're in the Europa League and you have to play someone that just played a Champions League game, they have an extra day of rest. You know what I mean? I mean, you're gonna play 13 other teams that have had a full week of rest, barring domestic trophies.
Yeah, okay.
But I mean, when it comes to Europa League teams versus Champions League teams in the league, one team's gonna have more rest. It's gonna be the Champions League teams.
Yeah.
And the Champions League teams that play against one another, I mean, then that nullifies it. So I get where Chelsea have a advantage there, but I just we'll see how the injuries play out. That's the only thing I'm waiting for, because I know it's going to happen. It's already happening.
I mean, but the thing is that, yeah, you could say it's already happened with Nkunku. Well, what happened with Nkunku though? He got sideswiped by the fucking Dortmund player
Yeah, but
in
I
the
mean,
box.
that's gonna. I mean, like, yeah,
It is gonna happen, but we're talking about like it was an actual contact injury, which you have to account for. It
yeah,
wasn't.
and I'm
A
not.
lot of our injuries last year were non-contact, just fucking ligament tears and hamstring pulls and all this and all that. So we can't say we're gonna have a bad injury record this year because of Nkunku getting fucking swiped in the knee.
I know I get what you're saying, but I also think that like you're right. And Kuki getting swiped by contact is different than ligament tears, but I also think ligament tears are more dangerous because once
Yeah.
you fuck up a ligament, that shit don't ever heal the same. Or you have to have surgery to have that heal, and that's never the same. And you're more prone to tear it, and that is my
Yeah.
fear. So
We'll
I
have to
mean,
see.
we'll have to see. And I think if we can avoid major injuries or major like timelines for those injuries, I think we'll get third.
Yeah.
You convinced me that we can get third. I think we can get
Well, we
third.
can get it. We have to shoot for it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say we're gonna shoot for 1 or 2 just because they have more time to bet in their tactics.
No, we can.
But
If we can beat
but
Arsenal,
we
we can
can
get
beat
second.
Newcastle. We can beat United. We can beat fucking yes, the fuck we can.
No, I'm not. That was Newcastle. Newcastle, out of all the teams you just said, scared me the most.
But we can beat them though.
Yeah, anyone can beat anybody on
Especially
their
since
day.
this is the first time they're ever gonna be in fucking Europe in a long ass time, if ever.
Yeah, but Bruno Guimaraes played European football.
At Lyon.
Tonali played European football. Isaac played European football.
Botman? Did Botman play European football?
Who?
Botman?
Yeah, Botman, I'm pretty sure played Europa League football or European football. Harvey fucking Barnes played. They played European football.
He was in that Leicester squad.
Was he not? Not the one for
No.
2016. I'm talking about the ones
He
under
might have been with
Rodgers.
the
Yeah, the one
he might have been with
after
the
that, I don't think he
Everton
was in.
squad.
Yeah, in the Europa League squad. I think he's played Europa League. He might have not, but I'm pretty sure he was in that squad. Like I just look at it, I'm like, you're
I
right.
forgot they made Europa League.
Yeah, I'm like, you're right. Like it's very different. But
Well,
like,
they were in the Conference League not too long ago, so
that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
we're underplaying. Like a lot of this team has played Europa League. They have no depth. I give you that. They don't have good depth, but I think they have played. And I mean, they have a lot of international.
One thing is 4 or 5 players in the Newcastle team. I'm talking about the whole fucking team and the manager.
Yeah, but it's different when you have at least some players.
Yeah.
I also think you have a lot of international stars there.
Yeah.
So I mean, like that played in World Cups and stuff. So I mean, like the level will be different. The scheduling will be the hardest thing, but I don't think they're going to struggle as much as people suggest.
Well, do we want to touch on United Wolves a little bit in that controversy, or does no one really care?
RKO out of nowhere.
The RKO. I just want to, before we get into that, I just want to comment how good Wolves actually looks. I mean, they're going to have the same problem they have had, which is scoring goals. But they were creating a lot of chances. And Onana came up big at points.
I will say I do feel bad for putting them dead last because with the performance they put up, I still think they're going to be. I don't know if relegation. I think they'll be in and out of relegation. It's up to them to not get relegated, obviously, but I think they'll be in and out of relegation. But yeah, they started off the game really well. Like I was actually very surprised with how convincing they were up top and even defensively too, because I don't really remember United having many chances.
I also just think United were really shit. Like I think that the way United played, they could have made a lot of teams look good. But Wolves were also good in their own. Like I'm not downplaying what they did, but just like the way United played would have made a lot of teams look better than they actually are.
Yeah.
But
I think they
but yeah, credit to Wolves. They deserved a result from that game, 100%.
They had better XG.
I think they threw in. You said what?
They had better XG.
There you go. XG merchants, eat your heart out.
XG. They had more shots.
XG merchants, eat your heart out.
I just think they they threw more eggs into Mount's basket than they probably should have. Like they were hyping him up and I don't really remember him doing much.
Yeah.
And
all
then
he did was slip by himself.
he did what?
All he did was slip by himself
Yeah.
over the ball.
Now you ready? You ready to hear these stats for Mount?
Throw some stats our way.
68
Wait,
minutes
hold on.
played.
Before you go, I cannot remember off the top of my head. How much did they spend for Mount?
Oh, what did they
55.
spend?
Wasn't it like 68?
55.
I think it's $55 million. Yeah, maybe it's
million
pounds.
pounds.
Okay. Okay.
So 68 minutes played. Obviously, 0 goals, 0 assists.
Right.
0 chances created, 0 shots. Only had 30 touches. He had no accurate crosses, 1 accurate long pass. He didn't win any tackles. He only won 2 of his 5 ground duels. He lost both of his aerial duels. He was not there.
And then you want to talk about how Chelsea got 12th when you have fucking Mount and Havertz over here in our team.
I still think Mount will come good for them. I just think it's a slow start.
Yeah, I think they'll figure it out.
We've been
I
trying
just
to
think
figure it out with both of them for the last fucking 3 years. So
I think it was a mistake putting both. I mean, Mount does run like a dog. I'll give him that, and that's probably why they put him in the midfield.
yeah, that's
But
kinda
having two attack-minded midfielders like Bruno Fernandes and Mason Mount in the midfield, I think that was a really bad choice. Who was up top for United? I cannot remember. It wasn't Rashford, was it?
Rashford. Technically.
Yeah, because Holland is hurt.
Hojlund.
Hojlund, sorry.
Is he actually injured?
He can't play. He has strikes fracture, so he can't play more than like 60 minutes a week or some shit like that.
Oh,
He's expected to be
fuck.
ready by the end of the month, though.
Shit.
But for the rest of the season, he can't play more than like a game a week.
It's all the doping.
Dude, that's crazy. I didn't know that, but
70 million pounds down the drain.
Yeah, they really didn't look good.
But for those
And
60
then,
minutes, he'll be phenomenal. I'm sorry, Daniel. Continue.
No, I'm just analyzing the game, and I will say though, Onana, we saw what he's capable of doing, which is be a really good goalkeeper for the most part. I mean, obviously
And
it was a
wrestler.
mistake. Yes, yeah, the way he took down what's his face in the.
He forgot what kind of football he was playing. He thought he was in America.
But for the most part, the only standout player that really played for United for me was Onana. Like he played very well.
Varane was okay.
Yeah, Varane.
The whole team was not that great. I mean, Varane came up big with that goal, but it wasn't anything special for United. Like it's honestly, I mean, it's good. It's good that they got the 3 points because it got them off and running into the league. But this is a game that they need to forget because it was not a good game at all.
Yeah.
So
one player that got cooked was Lindelof. Lindelof got fucking torched left, right, and center.
I cannot say I'm surprised.
That man had no rest.
That's fair.
I don't even know who the fuck was cooking them, but he had him torched.
Cunha, I think.
Cunha, dude.
Cunha, Semedo, Neto, they were all so good.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna make a quick comment about how I knew Cunha was good, but because of Raul Jimenez, was he loaned out last season to Atletico Madrid?
Cunha? No, he got no. But Diego Costa was there.
Okay, but yeah, he was just overshadowed by Raul Jimenez, which I thought they were gonna have a really big striker problem. But if Cunha's gonna be playing like that, I don't think they'll have too many issues up front. And they still have reliable wingers like Neto and I know he's not a winger, but he was playing like one Semedo, so I think they'll be fine. But yeah, they're still going to struggle this season, but they're definitely not going to go down without a fight. I'll say that.
Yeah, I have a question for you guys because with the Onana foul or potential penalty drama. There was another game as well where there was questions about another goalkeeping foul. What game was that? Dan, do you remember what game it was? It was Newcastle.
Was it
The one that I was
It
telling you
was
about?
yeah, it was Martinez.
Aston Villa.
Yeah, Aston Villa
Yeah.
versus Newcastle. Martinez came out and fouled the player as well. Neither that wasn't given as a red card, and Onana's wasn't given as a penalty. So, what are your guys' thoughts if you've seen both?
We're not holding goalies accountable enough. Goalies have more protection than any other player on the field in terms of the leeway that they get in the challenges they're able to make. Which, if you think that's fair, that's fine. But I just think that that's what it is. I think that goalies are given more breathing room and more room for error than other players. Like, if an outfield player had made either of those plays in the middle of the field, they're off the field immediately. But because of the fact that they're goalies, there's a little more sympathy, I guess, from the refs. And I'm not necessarily saying that there shouldn't be. I'm just saying that's my take on it, is that I think goalies are treated differently with more of a leash.
Valid.
It's just disappointing that the refereeing just doesn't get any better.
Also,
and
that
it's so inconsistent. And I didn't even think about, I don't know who it was that sent it in the group, but the preseason training for the referee,
Yeah.
for the, I didn't even think about that, which totally makes sense. But at the same time, I just don't think they do enough with refereeing. And it also doesn't help that new laws or new adjustments to older laws get changed all the time.
Mhm.
So the refereeing, and that's why we get inconsistencies, because everything's just changing. And I don't want to necessarily say that it's always the referee's fault. Like, they're always going to, there's going to be mistakes all the time, but I think the federation also has to take accountability for that, because they're always redefining what handballs are, or what a foul, what's the three categories, like I don't know what the three categories they described it as, but it was essentially like an accidental foul, to like a deliberate foul, to a violent foul, or like they're always redefining, or there's always new interpretations for laws, and that doesn't help. And that's why we get a lot of these inconsistencies. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to say, but I don't know. There's a lot that needs to get changed, but I don't really know where to begin with all that.
Yeah, I hear you guys. Me personally, Onana's was a penalty. I think that was clear. He took out his man before he got the ball. That is a foul by the laws of the book. Martinez's, I think Martinez's was blown out of proportion. I don't think it was a foul. I know everyone says that because they were like, well, he's the goalkeeper, but it wasn't a clear goal scoring opportunity. By the book, it's not a clear goal scoring opportunity. Player wasn't in control of the ball. Like, he was in control of the ball, but he tried pushing it out. He pushed it out wide towards the corner flag. It wasn't in his control. He'd have to chase that ball down. It went out anyways. Martinez's yellow card is a deserved foul because it was a deliberate foul, but it's not a red card. But I do agree with the sentiment that the reffing isn't improving, as well as that we do give way too much protection to goalkeepers. That's something that is eventually going to lead. I mean, we've seen players get kneed in the face. A big one is the Neuer versus Higuain situation back in 2014. We've got players constantly getting punched in the face by goalkeepers, and it's not, we're endangering the players at the protection of goalkeepers, which I think if anyone is more protected, once the goalkeeper has the ball in the hand, by all means, protect them. But outside, they've got more ability to do more with more limbs. They can catch the ball. They can literally once they're in control, they are protected. But I just think if you're gonna go into a crowded box and just fling yourself at players and basically draw a foul when you're the one taking people out, I just think that's a terrible system.
I agree.
Yeah. So I mean, Brandon, Abdon, do you guys have anything to say?
No, I don't. Just because, I mean, no, I don't really have anything to say. The reffing's always gonna be shit.
Short and sweet. I like it.
Agree.
Well, you guys saw what I sent in the group earlier about the refs being at Man U's charity event thing, right?
I did see that.
A little bit
Yeah,
interesting.
and we have to play Man United this week.
It's a little bit interesting. Maybe
I actually
the
didn't. Can you elaborate? I really didn't.
So some refs, former refs and current refs, were seen at this charity. I sent it in the group chat.
Like Man U charity event.
We got to add Abdon to the group chats now that he's a member.
We will.
Yeah, it was. Maybe they might all be retired. I know Howard Webb is. Is Martin Atkinson still?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still
refereeing?
reffing.
And then John Moss is as well, right?
Probably.
He might be retired.
I know he reffed last season. I didn't hear anything about him retiring this past season.
I just haven't heard or seen him ref.
But anyways, they were all at the corporate hospitality at Man U last night. I see a lot of Man U fans being like, "Are they not supposed to eat?" They're completely not getting it. Is that United is totally in with the refs? Truly,
In bed with them, yeah.
I mean, definitely Howard Webb was.
I mean, let's be honest here. It's both fucking United and Liverpool are in with the refs.
Yeah, but I don't have a problem with Liverpool like I do with United.
So you're biased.
I guess a little bit.
Fair enough.
I just want to see the downfall of United.
I mean, United have. I don't know if it correlates to last season, but didn't United have the most VAR overturned fouls that went to penalties in their favor?
Allegedly.
I have no
or something
clue.
like that.
Allegedly.
I thought it was Liverpool.
Oh no! I think you're right. Maybe it was Liverpool. Never mind.
Allegedly.
It's always one of those two.
Yeah,
It is always one of those two.
To be
Usually
fair,
Arsenal has the reverse.
What do you? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean? But yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
This
The
fake
Arsenal
agenda
agenda.
against. Yeah.
Eddie, anything else you want to discuss?
No, I think that's it.
Messi
has a chance. Messi has a chance for his first trophy on Saturday.
Nobody cares.
I told you.
I do have one thing to say. Neymar going to Saudi.
Oh fuck! That did
Disappointing. Disappointing.
And that's
I mean,
that might
I'm
be the
not
last
surprised.
El career.
Where's yours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can say that about any player we ever criticize, but
I know, but you can't go
Yeah,
El career when he did. He did.
When we talk about the potential that he was supposed to have versus the outcome, El career.
Yeah, everyone's gonna remember him as the player that could have been.
It's kind of like Bale.
No, it's not.
The difference
like
is that Bale
Bale had a more successful career. Come on now.
He did.
Yeah.
Also, I think the only thing people were really judging Neymar on was his Brazil career. And I mean, let's be fucking honest for a split second. They've had some good players, but this ain't this. These are not. This is not a Brazil team of the quality that last won the World Cup in 2002. It's not even close.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like, he's done a lot for that country, and that country doesn't. And I feel like all the South American or Central or Hispanic national team supporters in this call right now can agree that sometimes, and a lot of times, if you don't perform when we need you most, we criticize you and ostracize you. A lot. Doesn't matter what you've done. Doesn't matter if you're the problem or not. We'll ostracize you.
He's tied on goals with Pele for Brazil.
Exactly. Like, if you look at his individual stuff, like, he has done as much as those legends have. He just didn't win the World Cup.
Well, I mean, it's not like the team around him was amazing either.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm defending him. You know,
Okay.
that's where I'm like, I think that's where a lot of his criticism comes from, because I feel like after he won the trouble with Barcelona in 2015, they was all about Brazil after that.
I think the 2022 World Cup was kind of disappointing for Brazil.
Yeah, but it was Croatia again. Them fuckers get everyone out.
Solid team.
I mean, yeah, because the team was actually pretty decent.
We picked them to win.
Yeah. It was just disappointing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
El career, as Brandon said.
I definitely
UCL.
defend him. I definitely defend him on a country basis, not so much on a club. Like, the only thing I could say is that since Ronaldo and Messi finally left Europe, if he really had the mentality, I genuinely think, and if he went back to Barcelona, I genuinely think and if he actually was in the right mindset, he probably could have at least challenged for the Ballon d'Or. But instead, he went for money.
To win the Champions League for that, though, and Barcelona is not winning the Champions League anytime soon.
They also probably can't afford his wages.
They can't afford him either. He's gonna go for.
They'll find a way with all their sketchy shit. They'll find a way.
But
they'll sell some more TV rights.
Before he had left to the Saudi, didn't he allegedly say that he was willing to cut his wages from Barcelona?
He did. He wanted to go back to Barca.
I don't think Barca could afford him, honestly. Also, they were
trying to figure it out.
Can I play devil's advocate here? You know,
No.
like, I'm going to anyway. Shut the fuck up, Brandon. When he went to PSG, and rightfully so at the time, it was seen as a very major downstep of his career, right? How many trophies has he won while he's been at PSG?
Well, he's won the Farmers League every season that he's been there, except for that one with Lille.
He's probably
and Monaco.
I'll say maybe 12 or 13.
So my thing is, like,
how long has he been at PSG?
Since
2017.
2017, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, in that time, they made it to a Champions League final. You know, like, he's won. Okay, that's fine. I'm not saying they won. I'm saying he's made it to another Champions League final.
And I'm saying he didn't win.
That's fine. You team's never won, so it's relentless.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, nobody cares about you if you didn't win.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is he's won all these titles. It's not like they haven't been. They haven't at minimum challenged for Europe, and he gets all this disrespect. And obviously, there are different stages of career. But when Messi went to France, that league suddenly was an okay league. You could win at that league. It was fine. Those trophies count now. So my thing is, why, now that Messi's gone, and from Europe, and I agree with you, he could probably win the Ballon d'Or if he stayed in Europe. But my question is, why would I stay in Europe if I'm Neymar when everything I've won has been brushed aside, and then when the person that everyone's brushed my accolades for comes to my team in the league I'm playing in, they go, no, it matters now. Like, why would you stay in Europe? Like, one thing I will say, I talk a lot of shit. I don't disagree that I don't think Neymar hit the heights he possibly could have. But we cannot sit here and say that Neymar's career is an El career when other players have done it. We're saying Mbappe is the best player in the world. He plays in the same league. Like, we can't sit here and blame him for wanting to leave to a different
Who
country.
says he's the best player in the world?
Who said he's the best player in the world?
Majority of
Yeah,
people.
who said that?
Last season, and all of us are on record for saying this, Mbappe and Haaland were the top 2 players in last season. We said they were the best players in the world. All of us said
I'm pretty sure I said Harry Kane.
I maintain that a midfielder should be the best player in the world.
But all of us at one point said they are definitely the top players in the world. But Neymar is ostracized for some reason. We've done it for so long. And I don't blame him for going to a different country. Why stay in Europe? Your accolades don't matter to people. You're one of those players that gets disrespected on everything. You could do anything. He could have won PSG, that Champions League title, and I guarantee people would have looked at it and been like, well, if you look at the bracket, it was way weaker than anything else anyone. That's why they made it to a final. Like, we nitpick everything in his career. Everyone sits here and goes, Paris and, France is a farmers league. La Liga was basically a farmers league for a long ass time. You had 2 teams that were really challenging for that league. A third, Atletico, was good for like 3 seasons. That was it. And Messi won that. Messi was dominating that league with a bad Real Madrid team, until about 2012 when Jose Mourinho came in. Then it really kind of changed. And even then, they were still dominating. Like, I'm just sitting here and like I said, I shit on Neymar a lot, but I also can't. We can't act like the things he's done, Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi didn't do. The only thing is he didn't win the Ballon d'Or, and you could argue that he had the Ballon d'Or stripped from him at one point at Barcelona when Messi was injured, and he had a better season than Messi because of Messi's name, because it's a popularity contest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, if that's all we're judging it off of, then I think Neymar's had a great career, personally.
Okay, so I want to say I was not the one that said L career.
I know, but I'm just saying why it irritates me when I hear that.
Who said that?
And
Hey, I said
Brandon,
that.
and then you hopped
Hey.
on his train.
I know. It was funny.
I think the reason why he gets criticized is because when he left Barcelona, he did want to get out of Messi's shadow, but him getting out of Messi's shadow, he got a bigger increase in his wages.
Mm-hmm.
Deservedly. But at the same time, it was also detrimental to the transfer market because at that point, and I'm not saying it's his fault, I'm just saying like that transfer in general was like I'm not going to say it's the one, but it was one of the ones that kind of destroyed the transfer market because after his transfer, that's when we started seeing these like highly priced players go and leave for really, really big transfer fees. He's won Champions League. He's won a single Champions League. He's won one Olympic trophy for Brazil, which is a big thing for Brazil.
2 La Liga.
He won 2?
No. One. Well, Olympic. He won the Olympics with Brazil.
Yeah.
He won 2 La
I'm not
Liga
talking about
titles,
Barcelona.
right? Oh, okay.
I'm just talking about his time at PSG.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's had successful runs at both PSG and Barcelona. But
Yeah,
I think it's the fact that he it's not what he didn't win. It's what he didn't win enough. He didn't challenge enough for the Champions League. He didn't.
He was always
He
injured
pushed
by
himself.
the end stages.
Wait, what?
He was always injured by the end stage of every fucking Champions League.
And I don't even think it's his injuries. I think it's his lack of discipline because he gets injured, and then when he gets injured, he then showboats going to like Jamaica or America or wherever for vacation. And
It was always his sister's birthday in Brazil. That was the
Bruh.
exact
That was the joke,
get
yeah.
injured.
Oh yeah.
Every fucking year though, 2 was a joke. 6 fucking different years is a trend.
In a row.
Mm-hmm.
In a row. Essentially.
And I think the reason why he got treated differently than Messi was because Messi was a quote unquote he was completed in the sense that he challenged for multiple Champions League. He's won more than one Champions League.
No, you're 100% right.
Had a more like just I guess quote unquote complete career than Neymar, and he's a prince that never got crowned king.
Right, but my thing is,
The reason,
I'm not trying to compare Lionel Messi's career to Neymar's. Obviously, they're incomparable. That's a whole different thing. What I
Yeah.
was saying was we ostracized the French league a lot,
Yeah,
and we say everything that he won there is not comparable. What I'm saying is, why did we brush away those accusations when one player went to France? And let's also be honest here, because like we were saying that when French teams were knocking Manchester City out of the Champions League, they were in the last 8. You know, like we had multiple French teams in those competitions from was it 2018 to 2020 when last thing that made it was PSG. So that's why I was making the example. I wasn't comparing their careers. I was just saying that we as a community, as a world, when Messi's at the French league, no, that's a good league now. Like that's a good league. Like I know.
No, and
Go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead. Finish. I'll say what I was gonna say.
No, I'm done. I heard someone else talk. I didn't have anything else to say.
Oh.
I think it was Brandon.
No, I was just gonna say the reason why I think it's because if Neymar did even something close to what Messi achieved at Barcelona, I think people would have actually looked at the French league differently. I really do. I think it's the fact that he went into the French league with one Champions League, 3 La Liga titles, and then like maybe 2 or 3 Copa del Reyes.
Yeah, but
like Messi won. I'm just saying. I think it's because Messi came in with like the complete package, whereas Neymar went into Brazil not with that kind of resume, and he went there for essentially more money. Even though he was still trying to get out of Messi's shadow, he went there for more money, and didn't. And he got goals, and like I said, he competed, but he just didn't come in with the same oomph like Messi did.
Right, but Brandon, I'm gonna say this last thing. I'm gonna let you talk because I know you've been trying to talk for a second. Well, that's you keep bringing up trophies. I'm not bringing up trophies. I'm bringing up the league as a whole because, like I also mentioned, Mbappe. Mbappe was also there, and Mbappe, since for a long time, since he won that, the first World Cup in 2018, he's been touted as one of the best players in the world. And one of the best talents, and he's playing the French league. Like that's what I'm saying is it's not a Messi thing. It's we compliment other players' achievements, but we can't do the same for Neymar. It doesn't matter who it is.
Right.
I mean, Kylian Mbappe doesn't have the resume that Neymar does, and yet we still applaud his. Not everyone. There are people that criticize, obviously, but as a majority, everyone just goes, "Yeah, he's one of the best players in the world." We can't do that for Neymar though, which is why my point was he's one of the most disrespected. But that's all I gotta say on that.
No, I agree. But I'm just saying. Oh, go ahead. Shut up. I'm sorry, Brandon. I keep forgetting you're trying to talk. My bad. Go ahead. I'll stop.
People don't like Neymar because of his personality, straight up. They don't like his personality. They don't like the way he acts on the field with his showboating. They don't like how he acts off the pitch. They don't want to see him succeed. And when Messi went to the French league, I didn't think of the French league any differently. I still thought it was a shit league. PSG mostly winning every season. People have more respect for Mbappe because he won the league with Monaco, and he's won a World Cup, and he was influential in that, and he was obviously influential in Monaco winning the league and Ligue 1 when PSG was dominating it, and he's had more influence on their Champions League success than Neymar has. That's why people don't like Neymar's, because when he's in the Champions League, well, first of all, he's almost not there because he's injured. His antics on and off the pitch, his money chaser, which, I mean, Mbappe kind of is too, but I think Mbappe, which it's starting to get to the point where Mbappe's personality is starting to rub me the wrong way with some of the things he does. But I think people are more willing to let it slide with him because they think him as a better player than Neymar. Obviously, when Messi came to the French league, we all know what Messi was and what he is, what he's done. And he's had no off the field issues really, or on the field issues. So people just don't like Neymar as a person, and they don't want to see him succeed. They want to hate him. Fine. That's why people don't like Neymar. It has nothing to do with the league that he's in or how he is as a player.
Oh, valid. I mean, I think it's a good point. I don't know. I just, like, I get where you're coming from, and I get it. But I mean, other leagues have done the similar thing that the French league has done, and the French league gets scrutinized for whatever reason. Yeah, Bundesliga is another one. But I'm just saying that we can't sit here and go, like, yeah, Mbappe's great, Messi's great. There's other players in the French league that's obviously great. Ryan Cherky, someone that's coming through. All these center backs that are coming from France that people are like, oh, they're really good, and then be like, yeah, they play in the French league, but I mean, like, French league's game more competitive. And then whenever Neymar gets brought up to the conversation, nah, bro, that French league shit. Like it's only when it's Neymar
because they don't like him.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I think it's a personality thing, and whatever he's done to the fans at PSG, I mean, by all means, like, I agree. But
it's not even the fans at PSG. I think it's just football fans in general. They don't like the way he acts. They think he's arrogant. He has an ego.
Yeah, but but I think we pick and choose when we're okay with arrogance. We were all okay with Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
I'm not okay with that. I hate Zlatan.
You do.
Ronaldo, I'm fine with.
As a culture, we love him.
Brandon.
Yeah, as a culture, we love Zlatan. As a culture, we love CR7. I mean, CR7.
Ronaldo's fine.
Yeah, Ronaldo's one of those ones though that, like, the arrogance is. We understand why. It wasn't a couple years of glory. It was the fucking damn near 2 decades of it.
But you guys know that I don't really care for arrogant players.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying as a society, we're okay when it's arrogant. We're okay when people showboat. No one hated Ronaldinho. Yeah. No one hated Ronaldinho when he was putting in clauses to go clubbing all the time. No one cared that.
That's true.
Yeah, no one cared that he was jumping from team
before
to
my
team.
time a little bit.
Yeah, but like we as a footballing society, we are totally cool with certain players doing certain things. But Neymar has been ostracized.
He was sold from Barcelona though because of that.
Yeah, Barcelona's one, but like. A lot of clubs, he was doing that. A lot of times, they just kind of let it go. I mean, he did it at AC Milan. He did it at Barcelona, which you're right. He got let go of after that, which is fine. And then he traveled to some other. He went to PSG.
He went to PSG.
But he went to PSG a lot earlier than that, didn't he? Or was he in 2009?
Well, he was at PSG first, and then he went to Barcelona.
Okay, I knew he was there sometime. I don't know anything about his time at PSG, but like. We're okay when he did that. That's why I'm just putting out examples. I'm not saying anyone's right or wrong for their opinions. I'm not saying Ronaldinho wasn't a great player. I'm just saying that there's a lot that also went down, and I think the only reason that Ronaldinho is held in the same light is because he was part of that Brazil team that won the 2002 World Cup.
I mean, he also backed it up in multiple teams, multiple leagues.
Yeah, and
the thing is, Neymar won maybe the second easiest, if not the first easiest, league title to win in the top 5. And then he also, let's be honest here, Neymar, we're going around in circles a lot. Neymar was touted as the next prince. He was the next heir to the throne after Ronaldo and Messi. And look at him now. He's 32 years old, 31 years old, and he's going to this exact same spot that Ronaldo and Messi went to when they were 37 and 39 or 36, 38 respectively.
Can go ahead. Go ahead.
That's kind of where the issue is he was the prince that was promised, essentially. He was the one that was going to take the reins, and he never did. He never reached his potential.
But I think it's crazy because, like, like you said, Ronaldo's one thing, but everyone was touting him to be the next Messi. How can he be the next Messi when they're only 4 years apart? By
Yeah.
the time Messi retires, like even if Messi retired this year at 36, Neymar's
I
31.
mean, no one expected Messi and Ronaldo to play until their late 30s.
I know,
First of all.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, how can we name them? Because people were naming him the next Messi. It's like that's
No, I understand. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, you got to think about the fact that back when Neymar went to Barcelona, the oldest player to play was maybe Zlatan, and he was pushing 34. So people were expecting that Ronaldo and Messi were going to probably reach 32 to 34 and call it quits. That would give you Neymar at 28, 29 years old in his prime to lead the Barcelona team or whatever fucking team, because let's be honest, it was started off when he was at Barcelona, to take the charge from Messi and continue on with the legacy. That was everyone's dream. He sold out for the money, and he has done nothing with it at Paris, the
Yeah.
easier league to win, and the team that has spent more money than anyone else in Europe.
Yeah, but isn't that the same thing like we were saying like for Barcelona when they were dominating? We were like, you go to Barcelona, you're just gonna dominate everything. And I know what you're coming from, but how can we sit there and go, he was gonna take the reins over for Messi when Messi never indicated that he was leaving? He would probably still be at Barcelona had Barcelona not been through their financial crisis. And I know things happen, but you can't tell me in 2013 when they signed him, that Messi looked like he was going anywhere. Messi had reached
No
out
one's
multiple
saying he
offers.
was going. No one's saying he was going to leave in 2013.
But
We're
but
saying that back then players did not reach the age that they're fucking reaching right now. The oldest player was Zlatan, who, other than Maldini, sorry, who fucking played until he's 40, but other than Zlatan, no one had reached 33, 34,
35.
and we're still
No.
playing at a
John Terry,
high quality.
Steven Gerrard at the same time were 35,
John
34,
Terry was
35. John Terry
John
was
Terry was
playing
35 in 2016.
so 32 and he was still playing at a high level. And he was
Exactly. I'm saying no one had reached 34 or 35,
yeah, but
which
at
is what
that
Zlatan was.
but also at the time you're talking about 10 years ago, Lionel Messi was 26. So you at least had another 8 years with him at that level.
Right.
And as
Right.
time
You
has
learn
gone
you learn
on,
under him, you become the level that Messi is, and then once Messi retires, you take up the mantle.
no,
That's what everyone wanted.
and I hear what you're saying, but my thing is like they're 5 years apart. So even if Messi had played to 34, he's 29, and maybe he
In his
plays in
prime.
there. Maybe
In his prime.
in his prime, and he plays maybe another 5 years. But also, at the same time, as we've watched the game progress, and even when Lionel Messi was there, more players were getting older and older and older, and I think people were realizing that these players can play much longer. So that's one of those things where it's like
Yeah,
that also
hindsight's
has to
2020.
hindsight's 2020, yes, but also like Eddie and Brandon love to say, as time goes on, expectations change, and expectations change, as you start seeing developments, and when we see more players playing into 35, 36, you naturally think, oh, they're gonna play until they're 35, 36. I mean, and right now Ronaldo and Messi are breaking that trend because they're playing. I mean, they're both playing easier leagues. Ronaldo's having a harder time than Messi is. But, I think it's crazy. This is just my opinion to sit there when, Messi's not 29 when Neymar's 21. Messi's 26 when Neymar's 21. So if he was 29, I get it because then you learn and you got 5 years left of Messi. But you've got, if Messi plays at 34, you got 13 years with Neymar. So yeah, he'll take the reins over eventually. But when they're so close in age, 5 years is not that big of a difference. And as you go on 5 years later and you go, oh no, Messi's probably gonna play till he's 35, you just added a couple more years. So
And that's probably why he noticed that was like, okay, I want out. I'm
and,
always gonna be under him.
and I agree with you. But I mean like my thing is not talking about any specific player. I'm just saying that similar players have done what like Neymar's done, and you're right. Like the French league at the time when Neymar went was a much easier league. I don't think it is anymore, especially when we export so many talented players from it. You also have
Asperger winning the league.
well, as for winning the league, I mean, like you could also argue that La Liga, besides Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, and Barcelona at the time, was, I mean, everyone under them was garbage, bro. Let's be real. Like, yeah, that team, the Barcelona team was good, but when you're 6-0 everybody, how good is the league? You know, and it's same thing with Bayern Munich and in Germany. You know, when you've got people like Robert Lewandowski, you've got Robin, you've got Frank Ribery, you've got like Neuer. Yeah, you guys are 6-0 players. The team's good, but like, how good is the league really? You know, besides these top teams. So, but
Right,
like,
but the thing is,
but
you're not. You also have to remember that he wasn't supposed to be competing for Ligue 1s, and that's it. He was supposed to be competing for Champions League. He was supposed to be elevating PSG. He was getting paid to make PSG, Barcelona, Real Madrid, and he didn't do it.
yeah, but PSG also
Invested a shit ton of money for that to be a reality.
they did,
And I
and
understand one player is not going to make the difference, but he has to. You have to take into account that he never stepped up. He never took the reins and made that team his team. He was always fucking around. He was partying. He was getting injured dubiously at the same exact time as his fucking sister's birthday party. I know it's probably a very big coincidence, but like
no,
it was six,
it's
7 years in a row.
it's sussy.
That's not commitment to the team. That's commitment to yourself. So that's where the criticism comes from. There was no commitment to the team.
Yeah,
And we're
but
seeing the same exact thing with Mbappe. Mbappe is doing the same bullshit where he's trying to get him his bag, and hey, I respect it. Go to Madrid for free next year, whatever. But if you get fucking ousted and you get shit on because you are being a fucking selfish prick, don't come crying or some shit like that.
yeah, and I get where you're coming from. I do hear you guys' things. I do hear you guys' points, but I mean, like, I just Kylian Mbappe is great. You know, Lionel Messi is great. All these other players we're talking about is great. But I'm gonna be real with you. Kylian Mbappe has not gotten the same scrutiny that Neymar's gotten. Whether that's a World Cup or not, I don't care about the World Cup. I don't think that really holds much value in it, especially when that's a whole team. You know, like that whole team was good. France was great in 2018. So I mean, like, that's fine. They won the World Cup. That's great. But you know, I just think that if
When
you
he
look
plays
at
in
it,
Madrid.
yeah, if he goes to Madrid, great. But like, he stayed at PSG or he stayed in the French league for a long time. He's been playing it there since he was 17, 7 years, and in
And
7 years,
people are now starting to see, hey, he's 25. He still hasn't won a Ballon d'Or. He's still in the fucking French league. He's wasting away his career.
you
So
see,
people are already taking notice of it and pointing it out.
yeah,
So,
some people are, but some people are saying he's still the second best player in the world, if not the first best player in the world.
well, he probably is. Let's be
Oh,
honest here.
but he's playing in the shit league. I mean, he hasn't won a Champions League. He's won a World Cup. That's great, but he hasn't won the Champions League. I mean, at his level, he should be competing for more, right? That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't disagree with you. I'm saying there it's definitely a double standard.
And
I
what
think
year? Go ahead, Brendan.
I was just gonna say, I think the
Oh,
only
Daniel,
reason
sorry.
why. No, you're good. I think the only reason why because they're both getting scrutinized. I think the only reason why Mbappe is not getting as scrutinized as much is because he's still young, and there's still time for him to get that Champions League, to challenge for the Ballon d'Or. Whereas Neymar, it's now gone because he's now in the Saudi league.
Well, it's also the optics of when they started. First of all, Mbappe's French. He's not going to get shit on as hard as Neymar is in France.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
wait until he's Madrid. He's going to get whistled. He's going to do all the
Right.
get fucked on anytime he's not performing. So just wait.
Right.
And second of all, when did Mbappe make it to fucking to PSG? When he was 19, 20?
18.
So he was still technically a fucking youth product over the last couple of years. This is
Yeah.
now his time to where he's starting to get into his prime years. This is now the time when you start fucking scrutinizing him a little more. This is where we go back to the Neymar thing. Neymar should have been the Messi role for Mbappe. And I understand it wasn't a good relationship between them because it wasn't. But you have to take into account that Neymar should have been higher up in quality than where he was, and Mbappe should have been learning under him. He didn't. Mbappe outshone him. So what was there to scrutinize Mbappe about? He was outshining the guy that is a senior. He was leading the team to Ligue 1s. He was leading the team to deep into the Champions League. You can tell the quality of the Paris team is just ass. So yeah, he's not gonna make it very far. He's not winning the fucking Champions League.
Yeah, and I get where you're coming from, but isn't that
But
literally
now
the
he's
same?
going to start getting hit.
But isn't that literally what you just said? Like, was you just that's you just said that the PSG team, like he led PSG to win titles. PSG were winning titles beforehand, so it didn't really change anything. You see what I'm saying? But you know, Neymar was there for a season before Kylian Mbappe came. He won a title. No one cares.
But Mbappe's not the senior figure there.
No, you're
He
right.
is now, but he wasn't the senior figure then.
You're right, but
So-
also Neymar was 25, 26 when he went. So I mean, like you said, it's about the
For
same time right
222
now.
million.
Yeah, and Kylian Mbappe's gonna go for way more. Let's
Yeah,
not
to
lie.
Madrid. So once he misses to Madrid, don't worry. He's getting his teeth kicked in if he doesn't perform. If he's not at Haaland levels, fucking scoring 38 goals in a fucking season, 37, because
36.
okay,
Yeah, take it down. 30.
I'm just saying that's the one.
because you
I
know
love the gas out, but
because
it's
Chelsea
36
scored more than
for me.
Haaland, so suck my ass.
Yeah, team's better than the one player. Trash.
I'm glad a 36-man squad can score more than one player.
Hey.
That means 36 people to chip in. You relax there.
Exactly.
But
No,
One man crew over there. Haaland goes down, you're fucked.
That's true.
Fucked, buddy.
That's true. You can't replace those 36 goals. From where? Julian Alvarez? Get the fuck out of here.
We won't get 36 goals, but we'll get like 15 or 16 with him.
All right, fair enough. But I mean, that's. Go ahead.
I think most of this is just football fans' disappointment with Neymar's career, like their expectations of him. I think Neymar stayed at PSG too long. I think everybody knows that. Mbappe's actually trying to leave, but the situation that he's made with PSG is very
Complicated.
unhealthy. I mean, he wanted to leave this summer.
Looking for himself. He's also looking out for himself. He could have been sold this summer for 200 million, and Madrid could have paid for it. But what he's doing is he's waiting for next year so he can get a bigger payout because he's going on a free. So he's going to get paid more money.
He was willing to leave this season though, but PSG, I don't know, they didn't want to sell him, and then
They bumped his wages like crazy.
Well, and then not only that, but then they said, because they wanted to sell him, and then they said, if you stay, you're not going to play.
And he was ready to stay. He has been adamant this whole summer that he is not leaving PSG this summer. He's been adamant.
Yeah.
That has been
That's
his
true.
stance the whole time. His stance has been that he's going to go to Madrid next summer on a free to
That's
get
right,
paid
yeah.
probably 300,000 a week, if not 400,000. So
Right.
that's been the play by Mbappe.
Right.
Will it
I
work?
mean,
Who the fuck knows?
He's
But
going to re-sign. He's going to sign another contract, but he's going to probably put in a transfer request next summer, so it's not going to matter.
Yeah.
no,
but
he's not re-signing shit. He's gone next summer.
he's probably gonna leave next summer. He's not gonna resign anything. But I don't know.
Well, there's been talks about him and PSG, him re-signing, because that's the only way he's going to play.
Well, me personally, I also think it's.
And you don't want to miss a year.
Yeah. Well, this situation I think is also different because we keep comparing it because, like we said, Neymar came over here. He's leaving, and I get that. But Neymar tried leaving the PSG or leaving PSG, going back to Barcelona. Like there were multiple times that he was trying to go back. He was trying to leave PSG. But I think the difference is you look at the timing of their contracts, and I think just no one was gonna. Everyone knew how much Neymar was going at the time, and no one was gonna pay it. So I also think Neymar kind of got trapped there. Is that his own fault? Probably. Not saying it isn't, but I'm saying it is also two completely different situations.
Well, like a lot of people that I listen to, they're like, I don't like any team that even if a team could afford Neymar, why would you want him because of his personality
And injury
and how
record.
how he acts? So, yeah, him having to stay at PSG low key is his own fault.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that. And like you said, the injury record that's also very fair. But I also think no matter what you say about Neymar, he is a winner, and it's not just like he was at League One the whole time. He won in Brazil, he won in Spain, he won for Brazil in international competitions. Like the guy is a winner. Like if you any top team at the time, I think still would taking them because you would still have the depth in case something happened to him. You just replace them.
Okay, let's pump the brakes on winning for Brazil. He won the World Cup with a bunch of kids in the Confederations Cup.
He never won the World Cup.
He won the
Sorry, the Olympics. My bad. The Olympics with a bunch of kids. My bad.
Like obviously yes, but I mean,
He never won the Copa America. He never won the World Cup. So let's pump the brakes on.
Damn, no Copa America.
it's
That's
hard to win.
crazy.
It's hard to win.
To be fair, he lost against Messi.
Okay, but they won more than one Copa America.
I don't
Yeah,
think he played in the final.
That was the
for-
only Copa America final that he made it to.
Okay, well then you need to do better to make it to the final.
No, I agree.
Or you just don't lose to a team that has better players than you. Like that Argentina squad did.
What, did they face Argentina every single time?
No, they faced Argentina in the final, which is where, team for team.
I'm not
they're
talking
better.
about the final. I'm not talking about the final. I'm talking about any other time that they didn't make it to the final in Copa America.
I'm not talking about Copa America. I don't know all the Copa Americas and how that went down. 2014 World Cup, he had a spine injury that he was out for. 2018.
Yeah, but he was still not beating Germany that year. Even if he's there.
Maybe not, but I mean, I'm not saying.
One.
We'll see.
7-1, my guy.
Hey, that's a whole different. That was a whole different situation. We don't know what happens if Neymar's there.
It becomes 7-2.
Hindsight's 2020. Hindsight's 2020. Maybe they're a lot more defensive with Neymar there, because that team I feel like really was dysfunctional once Neymar left.
They body him, and they just injure him, and it doesn't.
Probably, you never know. I mean, yeah, of course, you could say about anybody. 2018, the 2018 was a shocking World Cup for Brazil, and then 2022 he led that Brazil team. I mean, they fell short, but that Brazil team, like we just said, was worse than they've had before. I mean, like, the man can only also do so much.
I'll be honest, 2022 Brazil is better than he had in 2018 Brazil.
Yeah.
Yeah, and oh well. Is it though?
And slightly maybe on the same level as 2014 Brazil.
Is it though? Because we were just talking about how shit Paqueta is, and he's going for 100 mil.
One player.
But I'm talking. That's kind of the level.
Who's talking shit about Paqueta?
I'm talking shit on his price tag.
I'm gonna beat you up.
Yeah.
He's not 100 mil.
He's not world class.
I mean, you're not wrong about that, but don't talk shit about him.
But he's not world class either.
Talk shit about the transfer market.
Yeah.
Oh.
But anyways, no, and I agree with you guys. Like, I get where you guys are coming from. I do. I can argue that he probably went to an easier league, and I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying.
Probably.
All right, but can we agree that Kelsey gonna get third?
Yes, I agree. Second, actually, I changed my mind.
First place. First place.
Yeah, we're gonna dismantle.
I'll give you four.
Thank you for listening, everyone, to the CONCACAF Connection, episode 3 of season 2.
Strasburg's gonna win the French League too.
I hope so.
There you go.
I hope so.
Hot take of the night.
How's that a hot take? How's that a hot take?
Everything else we've said, that's the hot take.
PSG's a shambles.
Yes, they are. Thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for becoming a part of the team, Abdon.
Yay!
Follow us on socials. Share, like, comment, subscribe, do whatever the hell it is you need to do. Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Click the bell notification.
Sleep well tonight.
Or don't, whatever.
Oh, that's weird.